Hey, lollygaggers, guess what? Our live show is in 1 week. So if there's still tickets available, which maybe there aren't because we're so great and popular, you should check it out at live.totesrecall.com.
Even if there's no tickets left because you waited too long,
Yes.
you could still get a t-shirt or a
Ooh,
tote.
some sweet gear.
You could support us regardless because you care about us.
Or having sweet totes. Like you could have a totes tote designed by Beth K. Gibbs, producer of this podcast.
Yeah, or a
It's got a dog on it.
or
It's
a
really
t-shirt.
cute.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
pizza, shirt has pizza on it.
Or Louis Pasteur.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not his.
It's got a Louis Pasteur
It's a picture
that
of
reference.
pizza. It's not like pizza. We're not going to send you a dirty shirt.
Live.totesrecall.com.
We're all over the place.
February 22nd, 1 week from today. If you are listening to this the day it comes out.
Right.
Which I hope you are.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah. Hey, lollygaggers, if you're listening to this like a week after it comes out, what's up?
I mean, if
What's
they're
the
a
deal?
lollygagger already, right?
I guess that's
There's
true.
no point
You're
in
just
this
on
program.
You know
brand.
what?
You know what? Stay on brand. You be you. Live your
Enjoy the
truth. Live.
episode. Men in Black, live.totesrecall.com. Beer, 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 beer.
Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we
Yeah.
talk about a movie we can't remember well. Watch that movie. Eat pizza salad. Thank you, patrons. And talk about it again. My name is Dan. Woohoo! Get along, doggies. My name's
Rootin' it's tootin' it. Sorry, that's Yosemite Sam.
Six Shootin'est Gun in the West. Dan coming at you.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie this episode is Beauty and the Beast.
Honky tonk piano in a saloon.
Shadow whiskey.
Because there's nothing more romantic than Westerns.
Yeah,
I
especially
mean, this is the classic Western.
this is the most Western of all
Western.
Disney movies.
Absolutely.
Beauty and the Beast.
Absolutely.
You've got Bandito,
Yes.
Man,
Yep.
the Muscle Man,
Yep.
Gaston.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
probably in the Spanish-American War,
yeah,
right?
probably.
We can't say he wasn't.
We can probably say he wasn't actually.
Pretty confident he was not.
But this is our Valentine's Day episode,
Yes.
as we do every year, the most romantic genre there is, Disney animated movies from the 80s and 90s.
That's correct.
So happy Valentine's Day, Totes Heads, from us.
Yeah.
We love you romantically,
Oh.
just like Gaston.
Oh.
Well, no.
Ooh, no.
He's a creep.
Yeah,
No.
no, he's.
He's
Like-
a creeper, right?
The Beast.
Oh, yeah, he's super creepy.
I don't know. I'm not going to say who has a good relationship with this movie because I can't remember.
Yeah.
Nobody. Spoiler alert.
Really? I remember that Niles from Frasier is in it.
What?
Right?
Oh, is he a
Who?
candle
I think
stick?
he's in the candlestick.
No, we've talked about this
We
on
have?
the podcast.
Really?
Jesus,
Because I was about
yes.
to tell a story I think maybe I've already told.
No, go ahead.
About how Beauty and the Beast, how my English teacher got really mad at us.
I do not remember this
No,
story.
no.
Oh, I had an excellent English teacher in high school.
Must be
And
nice.
yeah, that's pretty great. And he typically got a little frustrated with us, but I'd never seen him more frustrated than the day he was trying to tell us about Beauty and the Beast. And we were like, oh, it's a, old story. And he's like, what is it about? And we were like, loving the person within. Like all the kind of
Yeah.
Disney themes, very warm. And after a while, he just lost his shit. And he was like, it is about training younger girls to marry old, ogreish landowner men and to get used to it. It was conditioning young girls to marry for money.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
And
buy
then did
it.
he throw a book of poetry at somebody's head?
Yeah. No, I mean, he didn't actually throw stuff, but I mean, energetically,
Yeah.
that dude was pissed that we weren't putting it together, that we'd kind of bought into this whole, like, it's the beauty within the person.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can't really watch Beauty and the Beast without thinking about that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm primed and ready to love this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
I buy English teachers' assessment already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. It's like Stockholm syndrome kind of love.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, do you think Angela Lansbury, the teapot, is also part of a Stockholm syndrome sitch?
How so?
I don't know. I mean, why is she? I mean, I guess she's literally trapped.
Yeah.
I think it's more
She's
of like
a servant and now is a teapot.
And all the servants are so happy to be servants.
Yeah.
yeah, that's like the problems of classism,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like classic English classism, where all the downstairs people
Or just like content.
are proud of their station.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
man.
lot to unpack in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember really liking it when I was a kid.
Me too.
I was Belle one year for Halloween.
Oh. Bookworm Belle or Ballroom Belle?
Was it a yellow dress?
Yellow dress.
Okay.
Ballroom Belle. This might have been the first movie I ever saw in theaters.
Wow.
You want to round up that anecdote with a year? Great,
Oh boy.
great segue, Dave.
92? No, that's Aladdin.
Is it? Why are you so confident when Aladdin came out?
I don't know.
I thought Aladdin was 91, maybe?
Okay.
Oh, don't listen to
No,
me.
you're probably right. My brother was born in 92.
Okay.
So I had to be old enough.
Is his name Gaston?
Yes, my brother Gaston. He's named after Gaston. But I believe this is the movie that my uncle asked me. Maybe it was The Lion King. Who knows? But my uncle asked me, "Hey, did you see The Beauty and the Beast yet?" And I had gone with them, and I told him, "Yeah, I went with you, silly." And that's a family story
Yeah,
that gets
you've
told.
told that story.
Okay. I don't know if
Wow.
it was this movie or Lion King.
I mean, no one does, apparently.
Who knows?
Is that the kind of family story where people laugh for like a really long time?
No one laughs.
But that's just your family. You're
Just
all
a single tear
stoic.
drops down
Yeah.
everyone's cheek as they remember the past.
Yeah.
But also at the end of this movie, I definitely cried when the Beast turns into a prince.
Oh, and he's handsome after all.
Yeah.
Like cried from disappointment?
I was really mad because she loved the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And also he's like not really that
No, he's
attractive.
not. They drew him.
Is he
I remember thinking
Word
that.
to the wise.
I'll double down on that bet. When the Beast, spoilers, turns into a human man, you're kind of like,
Not hot.
He's more attractive as the Beast.
like he's more appealing as like some sort of weird bison bear.
Yeah.
All right.
Not in like a sexual way, but I just
No,
mean
just
like
like
he
a-
just is like you're like I would hang out with that guy.
Yeah.
Like he pops as the beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like a real
Just
Eric.
dud. He's a real dud.
But yeah, isn't
He's not
that
a real
the way...
Eric.
What?
Did you just say Eric?
Yeah,
Like
isn't he
Prince
the boring
Eric?
one from
Oh yeah,
Little
he's boring,
Mermaid?
but he's like boring on the outside.
Yeah, but I feel like most of the Disney princes are boring looking.
True.
Not as boring and bland as Hallmark movie protagonist dudes.
Mm.
They all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not that boring. But
Yeah.
I still feel like I remember the switch when he turns into a prince, and I felt similarly.
Mhm.
Wow.
Like he definitely, to tie it back into Hallmark movies, like when he transforms back into the prince, he definitely like works at either a finance company or runs an antique shop.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's sad. Like the whole, because if you do believe that the entire point of the movie is like the beauty within,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
then he-
definitely what Disney is pushing.
yeah, I guess you still have to believe the beauty within at the end of it.
I guess that's. Oh, maybe that was intentional then. Maybe they're like, maybe they drew him like super hot,
Yeah.
and then
Hot beast.
Disney Junior, whoever was like, no, you idiots, it's about inner beauty. Dull him up.
Yeah. And make his bison man hotter.
Yeah.
Make him a hot beast and an ugly man.
Now, Dan, am I sensing a certain sadness or wistfulness from you that you don't have a lot of memories about this movie?
Yeah. I
Do you really not remember this movie much?
remember Gaston has a song in a tavern
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes
While-
let Gaston, he, ha, ha, ha.
Oh.
while
it
like
doesn't.
sexually assaulting everyone with his eyes and body. Like I feel like he occupies
Oh.
a lot of man space.
Well, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gaston is like the manifestation of toxic masculinity born into some sort of like 17, I don't even know, some century French trapper hunter man.
Does he have an entourage?
He has one entourage.
Really has one? Yeah,
He has a turtle.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
get it.
No, that's definitely his turtle. Yeah, he's definitely his turtle.
I get it.
Yeah.
Entourage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet that at one point he blocks Belle from leaving
Ooh.
by putting his arm across the door.
Yeah.
In a classic
Harrison Ford movie.
Harrison
Yeah.
Ford movie.
But like thick arm too.
He's thick and hairy.
Yeah.
Like he's got a lot of
Is he hairy?
I think he's got
He
a
has
lot of chest
He
hair,
might have some chest hair.
Yeah.
like popping out.
He definitely like has an unbuttoned top, right?
Yeah.
Oh, does a button fly off at one point during like a song?
Like he
Ooh,
like
from his
flexes.
pecs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Molly's bet there's a button pop.
Nice.
Yeah.
And bonus points if it's during a musical portion.
I think his song is about bragging about himself, if I
Yeah.
remember right.
Yeah.
And I think one of them is like about how hairy he is. And like,
Wow, hirsute.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a line.
I learned that for the SAT.
Nice.
Still remember it. Why? Has never come up
I'm
till
ready to
just
hear it.
now.
Yeah, it
my
came up
whole
just
life.
now.
Not even in the SAT.
Great.
No,
Probably
and that
not.
was the most upsetting part.
and then I remember the Beast is a real grump
Yep.
at first.
Yep.
And then comes around. Like
He
Belle has
doesn't-
to. Like,
yeah.
why does Belle even go there?
Oh, and why is there a rose suspended in a container?
That's
This
like
glass thing.
That's like his
oh,
timer.
is that a cloche?
It is a
That glass
cloche.
Is it?
top.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, we never figured out. We talked about cloches
Yeah, a little behind the curtain here.
pre-recording, which I feel like I've talked to everyone in my entire life about cloches recently.
Oh.
Still not really sure exactly what they are.
Have you
But I
looked
believe
it up?
it is a cloche.
Case
It's
closed.
Oh!
Not yet.
Wow.
That's true.
Yeah, it's
Save
like
it.
a tall cloche with a suspended rose.
Yeah, the rose is like a timer
Yeah.
to when he just
Oh.
dies.
No.
Is
No,
the
the curse
beast-
is
Well, I
forever.
guess he dies on the inside, basically.
Oh no, the curse is just forever.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
Right?
forever Beast.
He is cursed by a witch.
Yes.
And she has to kiss him, not the witch.
No.
Belle
No.
has some lady has to fall in love
Someone
with
has
him.
to fall in love with
Yeah, I
him.
don't think it's not kiss based. That's Sleeping Beauty.
I think everything is kiss based.
I think it's true love, or is it like love's
Yeah.
true kiss?
I think it's
no,
true
you're
love.
thinking of something else.
Love's true kiss.
That's still
like
Sleeping Beauty.
Snow
Do you want to
White.
you want to bet on it?
Yeah, I'll bet that it has to be a loving kiss.
Oh.
Oh,
Like, yeah, they're not gonna just be like, oh, generally she has to love you. There's gotta be
but
an act
You
to
think
it.
Disney Junior is gonna be like, make sure she kisses that bison bear? Yeah, get in there.
Yeah.
that's part of the dance and stuff, right? That
don't-
big
What?
ballroom
I
scene.
don't think that they kiss.
No,
What did she just like
They're not
look
gonna
him
dr-
in the
Did they
eyes?
kiss?
it was the '90s. They're not gonna draw some like weird Muppet thing kissing a lady.
Well, I'm not backing down.
I think they kiss. I think she kisses him in some way, like after he collapses on the ground or something.
Sure, but like a peck on the beast cheek, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still kissing.
Falls off the side of a castle, more
I
like.
would say there was tongue. What?
What?
I said falls off the side of a castle, more like.
Oh,
Things get
cool.
dramatic.
Like, really dramatic.
Oh, because he claws his way up the side.
I don't know, man.
that might be
thinking of-
Scar for her. Mufasa.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I know
Oh.
that's not.
I mean,
the
that also
same.
takes place in like a lot of like large brick buildings.
Yeah.
in,
What?
in France, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
where Notre Dame
Yeah.
is. Oh, God.
There's a scene with a lot of thunder and lightning.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's got to be at the beginning. Is she running from something? She's just a pleasant town. Does the witch tell her to go?
No.
No, she's just minding her own beeswax, right?
I think the witch is only I think the witch only appears in like a storybook kind of way. Like there's
Yeah.
They're like reading the book.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
the
establish the
storybook.
beast.
Yeah. Unless you
And then
watch.
it's like that song where Belle's like everybody's like, "Oh, look at it's Belle
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
town."
They're like, oh, she's so weird. She reads books.
and she's like, "Pfft, everyone's provincial here.
Yeah. I'm gonna read this book
I'm moving to Paris.
or whatever.
Oh, gosh,
And then-
she doesn't get to follow her dreams?
I don't think
No,
she
I
actually
mean-
expresses dreams.
Is she excited
No.
about the library? I
She
bet there's a
loves
library
books.
in the
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
the library is a big deal to her.
Got it. Molly's bet library's a big deal.
Beth just
I
said
just
that.
I want to win some bets.
Yeah, the witch is not actually an active character in the movie, even though if
Oh,
you
it's
saw
backstory.
the live action version, they, for whatever reason, decided they needed to really spoon feed that there was a witch involved.
That's true.
Ugh.
Well, this is making sense because I went to a thing at Disney and they made a big deal about a book.
What do you mean,
And it
a book?
it was like the theme of the
animator
not ride,
studio.
The animator studio, yeah.
Animator studio is the best part of Disney. It really is.
Yeah, and they you do like a quiz and they tell you who you are.
Based on a book?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's like a computer screen. So you go in, and it's the Beast Library, and you
Okay.
go in, and there's different books, and each of them is a computer screen, and then it like takes a picture of you, and then you answer all these questions, and it tells you if you're a
Hufflepuff.
or what if you're what house you'd be sorted into, what character you are.
Well, this is
Or if
making
you're
a
a villain
lot more
or
sense.
I can't remember, but it's really cool because they have like a hologram rose. So every once in a while, the library is like well lit, and then you can keep seeing the petals fall, and then the last petal falls, and it turns all dark and thunders
Oh, I
in
should
the
know.
room. It's great.
But then that means that the beast is permanently a beast?
I don't know. It's just a room. It's a room in a series of rooms with activities in them.
Okay.
In Ursula's cave, you get to
Ooh.
do voiceovers.
Into that.
It's super fun.
That's so fun.
Wow.
But last time I went there, it was closed.
Whoa.
Just that room.
Which room?
Ursula's cave.
Discrimination.
I know.
Maybe they're replacing it with like Moana Town or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it's where the Frozen characters live now.
Oh,
Let it go. Am I
no.
right?
Ah.
So why does Belle go to the castle?
Okay.
She's okay. Belle's walking around, living her best life.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking shit behind her back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then she's like, might as well go to the castle.
I don't want to tell you. I want
Okay.
you to bet because this is hilarious.
As
to
I'm
me.
talking about this, before we start, we ask if anybody doesn't know about the movie, and I didn't chime in. And now we're talking about it. I can't remember shit about
Clearly.
this movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
Nice. Why do you think Belle is in the castle with the beast?
Running from Gaston. Gaston wants a piece of that beat.
Gaston is creep supreme for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But his targets are mostly set on Belle,
Hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
And maybe she's running from him. I don't know.
Ooh.
Does she have
But
a
she-
dad? Is there a dad figure?
Okay. Jaquette's bet.
Yeah.
Some young maid has to be sacrificed to the beast
Whoa.
every season. And
What?
she is,
Yes. Yeah.
What?
Whoa.
That is dark.
I love it.
I mean, it's classic trope.
That is a classic
It's a classic
trope.
I can't deny that. That's dark.
I love it.
That is real dark.
Hey,
That's probably when the thunder and lightning comes
so it's
in.
being turned into a beast for eternity because
Yeah.
you weren't nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this before or after the French Revolution? Got to be before, right?
Right? Yeah, because there's no way the beast would still have that castle, right?
Oh, what if that's a sequel?
Because they would have like torn it down and cut its head off or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
God, that would suck to. Anyway.
Or
To be cursed and
or
then
the
killed?
French
Yeah.
Revolution happened post transformation, pre this movie, and he just defended his land with his massive beast claws and killed a bunch of like revolutionaries.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would believe that.
yeah,
He's
right.
He's got some
Pretty cool.
crazy claws.
He's got some crazy claws.
At one
Yeah.
point, he claws a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that now.
of his
Symbolism.
former self.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do want to say it's possible I only remember this through commercials. But I feel like I've seen it.
What does that even
There's a
mean?
whole lot
What
with
does
a
that even
candlestick.
mean?
What do you
Through
mean, what does it mean?
commercials.
Like for advertising for it. Because
Like-
when you say stuff like the claws through the thing, like that's iconic and I remember
Sure,
it.
sure.
But I remember that so much more sharply than everything else
Well,
that,
that
makes
could
me
just
worry.
be Disney DVDs.
Okay, now I have a question though. Do you think you saw most of these commercials while watching the show Frasier, and that's why you think Niles from Frasier is in it?
No, I feel almost certain. Isn't
Who-
it Niles from Frasier?
Who do you think he is?
The Candlestick Man?
Yeah.
No, we have talked about this
I don't
on the
remember that.
show,
What did
or at
we
least
decide?
during the show. Maybe Beth cut it out.
What did we decide?
It's not him.
What? Is
It's-
it like Nathan Lane?
Oh my God, that's
What?
Lion King.
Matthew Broderick?
No, that's also Lion King. Keep going.
I don't know.
You'll hit on it.
Is
eventually.
it
Elton John?
is it Fraser from Frasier?
No, that's Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's a British.
Nice.
It's a proper person.
What? Who? Who is a proper person?
Candlestick dude.
But only British people are proper.
Received pronunciation.
Gerard
Candlestick is
Depardieu?
French. How dare you?
Oh,
An
okay.
English person can do a French accent.
Yeah, it's not an English person. Unless
Gerard
he's been
Depardieu.
secretly English this whole time. It's Jerry Orbach. We talked
Who?
about this.
What? Really? No. No,
Dan's
it
bet.
can't be.
Jerry Orbach is the candle
Really?
with a French accent.
That's
Jerry Roebuck of Dirty Dancing fame?
Yes.
What?
Wow.
DDB&B.
What?
Wow.
Dirty
Yeah.
Dancing, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah, that's his
Yeah.
resume. It's just those 4 letters printed on a card that he hands to people.
Well, I'm into that.
Wow, really?
And I guess a Law and Order. He should probably have a Law and Order there. He needs a new publicist. if he's-
L&O.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
He's passed, so.
Yeah. Well,
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sad. It was on a lot of stuff, but probably it was pre-Facebook, so.
Yeah. And also apparently his in memoriam drill didn't include the candlestick, or you would have known that.
I would have. Well, I wouldn't have believed it. I'd be like, why is
You
Niles
wouldn't
from
have
Frasier in
believed it.
there?
That must have been his best
Oh, I
friend.
hope someone
Niles
got
from
fired
Frasier.
for that blunder, putting the candlestick in there.
Okay, so Belle gets sacrificed to the Beast Castle.
Yes.
And she's got to be a servant up there, but also needs to fall in love.
Well, she doesn't
need
need
to- she
to.
doesn't need to
The
fall
in
beast
love. My memory is-
needs someone to fall in love with.
My
them.
memory is the Beast plays it pretty cool. Like, he's not like, hey, love me.
He's got like a leather jacket on.
He's like, my name's Johnny Castle.
Oh, shit, he could do quite the comb back
Yeah,
with
he
all
could.
that mane.
Oh man,
I hope he
he greases
That might
it
be
back.
during the ball. Maybe he does that.
The little grease back.
I
Yeah,
hope he
just a
greased back his
little
hair.
something.
Nice.
That's a hope, not a bet.
So you think? What do you mean by plays it cool?
Like, he's not like, hey, love me. He's my memory is that he's pretty resigned to his fate.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like,
that
no
he's
one's gonna
given
love a
up.
beast,
Yeah,
but you still have to stay here for whatever reason.
but do you think he plays it cool 100% of the time?
No, at one point he gets a little scary,
Uh-huh.
and Belle worries for her safety.
Okay.
Does he paw at her?
Wait, like
Yeah. What do you mean? Yo, like how cats do the kneading thing? For the listeners at home, Beth is doing a very convincing cat kneading motion right now.
Yeah, it's good. Do you, oh,
Ooh, wait.
Potter like in a
Yeah. What do you mean? What are you doing now? Dan's trying to do something else.
that was kind of a marionette.
Okay, before we continue, I want to point out that like one of his hands is like the size of her torso. So like pawing at her would immediately kill her.
well, only if his claws are out.
Really?
I mean, those are some
You can
big
get
mitts.
messed up by a bear without the claws.
Sure, I mean, but
You can get kicked through the chest by a moose.
I'm not saying a moose can't kill you. I'm saying you can paw gently. Like
All right.
my cat'll paw at me
Sure.
when I'm sitting in my chair.
Yeah.
He's not trying to hurt me. Just wants some attention.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
Once you did.
Oh, speaking of wow. Speaking of vicious pawing and clawing by the beast, I want to lay a bet down that Molly will experience conflicted feelings when the beast gets attacked by a pack of wolves.
Yeah.
Because there is definitely harm being enacted on animals on both sides.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Yeah, is the beast count as an animal?
Ooh,
No, right?
come on.
I don't think he counts as a. I mean, humans are animals.
Sure,
blah
sure,
blah 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 blah. Shut up, science nerds.
But I'm saying Molly's brain will like equate him with an animal enough to feel concern.
I
that's
disagree. Quiet for a second, Molly.
We're telling you how you feel.
I'm sorry,
We're trying to
what?
explain to you how you feel.
This is the way Molly will feel.
Wait,
We
excuse me,
have
what?
turned a dark corner.
Yeah, that was a bit. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I mean, because typically I wouldn't interpret him as an animal
Okay.
so much because part of what makes my heart just crumble at the idea of an animal being treated poorly is that they can't advocate for themselves, right? They don't have language or whatever. And in this case, he literally can advocate for himself in lots of ways.
Sure.
However, if he's in a victim situation and there are wolves coming after him, and if he tosses one of those wolves off and it makes a sound when it lands on the ground,
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to be hiding in the kitchen.
Because,
Stop it.
because you're
That was
worried about.
bad.
You're worried about.
Just so we're clear. That was.
Because you're worried about the wolves.
I'm worried about everybody.
You're worried about.
Are you though?
I mean, we won't know until I watch it.
That's what I'm saying. I think she's going to be conflicted, which I guess means you'll hide in the kitchen.
All right. Well, we'll see how that pans out.
All right.
Are there actual animal friends in this one?
There's
No.
a fancy horse, right?
What?
Yeah, I feel like not fancy,
Oh.
but there's like a horse.
There's a horse.
I don't know if the
Is
horse
it a
has.
horse-drawn carriage?
Well,
There's
I mean,
like a horse with like a
working
fun
horse?
hair.
I think you're thinking of Cinderella.
Yeah,
No.
you're thinking of-
Olaf. No, you're thinking of aren't you thinking then of
Please tell me what
Frozen?
I'm thinking of.
Yeah, be quiet for a
Sleeping
second.
Beauty.
Tangled.
I think I'm thinking of Beauty and the Beast.
The prince's horse in
In
Sleeping Beauty.
Frozen isn't what's his name really good friends with his horse? Yes, Frozen
It's
a
a
horse is a
moose.
major.
Or a
Oh.
caribou, right? Or something.
Or yeah,
But I
whatever.
thought-
Yeah, caribou.
Doesn't he ride it? Why
Yeah.
does he have that animal around
He's
him?
on. He carries. I think it's a sled.
I watched Frozen like.
There's definitely a
4 years
horse in
ago.
this movie, though.
Okay.
And
Yes.
the horse definitely has at least one reaction to something.
Like a
Ooh.
brr?
Yeah, like some kind of like, oh, I'm actually aware of what's happening right now.
I think
Yeah.
it's the wolves.
Oh, is he
Oh.
aware when they fall in love?
Werewolves.
I don't think the
Oh.
horse is
Werewolf.
actually around that much. I feel like the
Ah.
horse hangs out with like the village people more than the castle people, right?
So we only see the village people at the very beginning, and when they come after him with pitchforks, right?
And the Gaston.
The
Gaston
Gaston
song.
where he
in
sexually
the
assaults
pub or
all of them
whatever?
or whatever.
Yeah.
I already
But
feel
there
exhausted by
there's
Gaston.
a candelabra.
Oh, yeah.
That's Niles. Crab?
crab?
Oh, crap.
Are you making a
That's
crab?
making,
That's
that's
making
for
a-
sure
These are
crab
flames.
is.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Yeah,
this,
candelabra.
this is flames.
Okay,
This
and
is okay.
then
This is
there's
crab
a
claws.
there's
This
a
is
clock.
flames. Yeah.
Oh, the clock. Is that Niles?
I don't know.
There's-
It could be.
That one is Niles.
Gertie disagrees.
There's a like a sexy brush,
Feather duster.
feather duster.
Oh, it's a lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a chip
Yeah.
Yep.
is the cup.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the kid of the cup.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Teapot's kid named
Yeah.
Chip. It's cute. I like that. I think I remember liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
I
going to
remember
talk
like
about
a
that
chip.
in the second half because I have a
Chip
lot
off
of
the old
questions
teacup.
about
Angela
Mrs. Spock's
Lansbury?
family.
Angela Lansbury. I feel sure.
Yeah.
About,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
She's
totally
for
about
sure the
that.
teapot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I already know I want to talk about who's banging who in terms of inanimate objects.
It's very clear in some cases.
Is it?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
my word.
There's also a wardrobe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, there's also a dog that's a footstool,
Oh
Yeah.
which is kind of like,
Really?
are we exploiting this dog?
I mean, how are you gonna feel about that
It's like-
dog?
what is it, like the Flintstones?
What?
Yeah.
The Flintstones?
Yeah.
Or
Like
they
it's
take-
a living.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
it's not a like they're not seeing a dog and like I'm gonna put my feet on this dog.
Yeah.
The dog has been transformed into a footstool.
Oh, just like everybody isn't transformed into a thing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it transforms back. You're like, oh, how funny.
Ooh, but what if when it transforms? We'll talk about it.
What? What if it when it
Like,
transforms?
what if when it transforms back into a dog, it's like so trained to be a footstool now that it's just this like sad like servant dog that just like begrudgingly lets you put your feet on it and like feels like it's not serving its purpose if you don't put your feet on it,
That would be awful.
right?
Wow.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
pretty sad.
I mean, who knows how old the dog is? It'll probably be dead within a year.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Dark.
How
Yeah.
long have they been transformed? Maybe as soon as like they transform back, like all of time comes rushing in, and it's like the end of what's the
Ark
Indiana
of the
Jones
Covenant,
movie?
yeah. Last arc. First arc.
First
whatever.
arc of the Covenant. Yep.
The first
The very
arc.
Yep,
first arc.
The very
Yeah.
first arc, Indiana Jones.
We should watch an Indiana Jones movie.
Sure.
We won't like it.
We'll like parts of it probably.
Yeah, is that all the fun?
Oh, Bechtel Wallace.
Oh,
Ooh.
great.
No.
Well, come on. Maybe are there any ladies among the inanimate objects?
mean
Teapot?
Teapot,
What about the
Oh.
wardrobe?
feather duster, wardrobe.
Oh, feather duster. Maybe feather duster and teapot will talk.
Maybe. Belle and Teapot, but they definitely talk about the beast.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But they probably
Yeah.
talk about like Teapot probably has to like explain herself a little bit to Belle, right? And maybe
Ooh,
all right.
That's a good one.
I'm a teapot.
I mean she just says I'm a teapot. Like that's not obvious. Oh, that'd be
Hello,
amazing.
I'm a teapot.
Hello, it's me, a teapot of
What,
France.
ooh, what if the voice actors got to? I mean, I know this isn't how animation works. What if the voice actors got to declare what object they were, and then they just had to draw it later? Oh, I'm a teapot. God damn it.
Yeah,
And
I
then
like.
Orbach is like, I'm a candle man. They're like, we got to draw flames in every cell.
I think pass on teapot Belle interaction is a good bet.
Okay,
Cool.
I support that.
great.
And
Great.
double Beth
Double-
on it. Who said it?
I said it.
Not double Molly.
Yeah,
on
I'm
it.
gonna say it doesn't pass.
Wow.
That's right.
I have no hope anymore.
Wow. Wow. This is the episode where Totes Recall gives up.
I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Beth on this, even though I was the one who suggested that Teapot explains her own teapotness to Belle, because like it's very possible that the clock does all the explaining, because of course he does,
Yeah, right?
because he's a fastidious castle servant man, but also,
Is he the butler? Or is Candelabra the
I
butler?
think the candelabra
it's
is the butler.
unclear what their roles actually are, right?
Be our guest.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
but I think like the
like-
candelabra is
It's
like
clear.
maybe what's the one who's like in charge of everything?
Butler.
Butler.
Or like the head
butler.
Head-
butler.
Or
He's the
whatever. What
head
was
butler.
Carson on?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Darling
trying to
Annie.
Valet.
Ooh,
Valet.
yeah,
Oh no,
maybe.
the valet was second
Valet.
in command.
They just
right?
help people get dressed.
Yeah.
I think it's head
Candle's
butler.
definitely not helping people get dressed.
It's head butler.
Okay.
I don't even want people to tweet at us. I'm right, head butler.
Wow.
What?
What's the clock's job then?
I don't know.
Tell
Come
time?
on.
Valet.
Oh, even before he was a clock, his job was just to tell time?
Oh, it doesn't even get to
You
switch
would
it up.
say, "What time is it?" And he'd say, "All right, it's 3:05."
Why do they all talk like that?
Because
They're fancy. What are they?
They're fancy. They're proper.
They're proper people.
They're
Proper
proper.
people.
They're proper people. Ooh.
Yikes.
Oh, yikes.
Great. Feel great about it.
Okay.
No, you don't.
No, I don't think
This
you do.
is amazing. All right. Well, I think we should just get to it then.
All right.
How many Ottoman dogs?
Ooh.
Oh,
Is
great.
that the word I should have used the whole time?
Ottoman dog?
Yeah.
For what?
I think we'll
I
find
just
out.
kept saying footstool dog.
I
but
believe
is
he's
that the
not
correct-
big enough to be an ottoman,
Oh.
but we'll talk about it.
Oh.
Oh, footstool dog. Oh, the footsman.
The
If
dog?
It's a footstool. Is
Ottoman dog rolls off the
Yeah,
tongue
that's fun to
better.
say.
it- Okay.
I
Ottoman
love your
dog.
first choice, Ottoman dog.
Oh no, I was just making a connection of what the day job could be.
Of the dog?
To be an ottoman?
No, if it's a footstool,
To be a
then
footman.
the job would be the footman.
But the
it's
dog
a
turned into a
dog.
Because
footstool.
I get it.
Oh, you're saying if a person was a
If a
footstool.
person-
What if it
okay.
is a person and it's just
Well, it's-
pretending to be a dog? So like this is easier.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Like
There's
we don't
so
know how
much
many.
to
We'll talk
this.
about this. We don't know how many years
There's
they've been
so
transformed
many
into objects.
layers. Wow. Okay. How many dog ottomans?
I remember liking this a lot when I was a kid, and I probably saw it again at a slightly older age when I was like more black-hearted and bitter, and still remember I don't remember ever not liking this movie. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say 4 Ottoman dogs.
Wow.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with 3.
Wow. For your first movie you ever saw in a theater, you don't
Yeah,
think you'll
I
have
remember
any...
really liking it, but then I saw the live action one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I really like the story that much.
Ooh,
But you know what? The cartoon is gonna be better
yeah,
than the live action.
I
for
have
sure.
a lot of things to say about the live action version, which we may or may not force the listeners to deal with in the second half.
Could be bonus content.
Ooh.
Oh,
Me shitting on a movie. Jump on it, patrons.
I'm gonna go 1.5.
What?
Wow.
Not feeling good about enjoying this movie. I
be
remember.
bold.
I remember being fine with it. I don't remember this being as one I particularly liked or disliked as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm imagining all the male-female relations in this
Mm-hmm.
movie, and they all sound disgusting.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And then
Yeah.
add on all the class
Mm-hmm.
issues that are in there as well.
I will say, can I add something onto that though?
Yeah.
Is that Belle?
Wait, first tell him to stop talking.
Stop talking, Dan. Shut up. That Belle is very smart and loves to read, and so she's kind of the first princess that is like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, she has brown hair.
And she has brown hair.
Oh,
So that's how you know. She's
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah,
I got brown hair. I got on board with that.
yeah. So as problematic as the characters are, she does stand up for herself, which is
Yeah. Gertie
exactly
says
what
yes.
Gertie said.
Yeah. All right, 1.5 still.
Okay.
Wow.
Great.
But I'm open to exploring that positive aspect of the film.
Okay.
Great.
Molly?
Okay, so I have a decade plus on anyone else here. So I was finishing up
nice.
high school. Yeah, it's really great. I was finishing up high school when this movie came out. So really not in the right headspace for it. Clearly I enjoyed that candlestick because it's the only character I really remember.
But you only partially remember it
Well,
because you think it's David Hyde Pierce.
I until I see the credits, I'm not going to change my opinion. But yeah, I guess I don't have any nostalgia to fall back on, which is why I'm going to give it a 2. With room to drop if I'm super enraged.
Wow, rude to drop.
By both the class and especially I think the sexual dynamics are going to make me insane. But I am hoping for incredible interaction among the characters of the inanimate objects. I remember that being really fun, and I hope that's true.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We didn't do what we usually do, which is try to name all of the songs.
True.
Oh, we
we
gotta
should
do that.
Do it real quick. All right. 1 Gaston song about being Gaston.
There's one that's like, There goes Belle.
Oh, yeah. She's weird.
Oh, yeah. Talking shit behind her back.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
The Belle's weird song.
There's one where it's like yeah, it's called Be Our Guest.
Yep.
Be our
Yeah.
guest. Be our guest.
That's the famous
Yep.
one about all the dishes dancing.
Yep.
There's
Probably a sad one from the Beast,
Beauty
like
and the
I'm a
Beast.
grumpy beast. Da, 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 da,
there
da,
is
da.
in the live action version, and it's terrible.
Beast
this-
gotta
But
get a
did
song.
you get Beth's Beauty and the Beast? That one.
There's the
Oh,
yeah, the
that's
titular-
like the dance. They're dancing in the ballroom.
Mhm.
That's
Gaston song.
Gaston.
There's also a like, oh, maybe I'm actually enjoying my time here trapped in this castle song.
Does Belle have an I Wish song? Or like the thing that establishes her?
I think
want?
I think that's the first song.
Yeah.
Oh, where
The first
everybody else
song
is
is
talking
like
about
yeah, the
her?
first song is like Belle's so weird, and she's like everybody here doesn't understand me.
Oh, she
Yeah,
gets to sing.
it's like
that
they
part.
combine the two together.
Got it. Cool.
And then there's
Does Beast not get a song?
I don't think the Beast.
He gets partly.
sings.
He has a verse in the song of
yeah.
like, oh, maybe this is actually not terrible for either of us, and it's actually really
There are
enjoyable to hang out with
snowballs
them. Yeah.
that are thrown.
Oh, and it's cute.
It's
Yeah,
cute.
or
Yep.
we may find out it's very problematic
Oh.
because they're both just like, hey, this terrible relationship is actually working out great for both of us.
Man, this is just like
that's one
Groundhog
that's
Day.
like there must be something that
Yeah.
was before
yeah.
that one.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a wicked song about murder later.
Oh.
Yeah. Where Gaston goes full Hitler and convinces the
What?
town to like invade the castle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That is true.
He's like the head pitchfork and torch guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there a soundtrack to The Sorrow of the Wolves?
I don't think so. I don't think the wolves get a number.
Wolf
Oh,
song.
that's bet. I have this soundtrack on cassette tape.
Nice.
Wow.
Is that all of them? Did we cover it?
I
I
don't know.
think so. Sounds right.
Yeah. I think we got it.
I think
Great.
we got it.
Great.
And with that, we'll press pause, go watch Beauty and the Beast, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We just watched 84 minutes of Beauty and the Beast, which is animated.
Wow,
That's true.
Yeah, wow. Hot take from
Playing
Molly
it.
Chase.
close to the chest.
I know I normally indicate a little bit more, but I'm on the fence on this one.
Okay. Well, maybe we can talk it out
Yeah.
because this is a podcast.
A talking show.
Is this a talkie?
Yeah,
A what?
It's a talkie.
It's a talkie.
Oh, sure.
It's a major not motion podcast.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast came out in 1991. I didn't even check.
Yes. Yes.
You just threw that out there with that level of confidence?
You just did another guess. Yes, it was 1991.
You are breaking the very fabric of this talking show.
Talkie.
Talkie show.
Beth said 92. No one else said anything.
I
So
thought I
guess
said 91.
You said Aladdin came out in 1991.
Oh. Well, that might also be wrong.
I don't know, 90-something.
I feel like if this came out in 91, Aladdin didn't come out in 91.
Okay, fine.
They're not going to release two in one
No,
year.
are you kidding? Their wrists would explode.
2 for ones.
Their wrist
What?
From all the
explode?
drawing.
From all the drawing.
Oh.
They'd have to be like doing Beauty and the Beast with one hand and
Yeah,
Aladdin with the
exactly.
other.
Yeah.
I
Suddenly
mean-
the beast looks like the genie for one frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of
Whoa.
copied those harem girls with the Bipettes. What are they?
Bimbets.
Bim-
That
Bed.
is terrible.
Bimbet 1.
Uh-huh.
Bimbet 2.
Okay.
Bimbet. What? Bimbet 3.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
These are the
These are
sexy town ladies.
Triplets. Are they triplets?
I mean,
I
Or
think
are
they
they
look
just
exactly
identical.
the same and they wear matching outfits.
Yeah, they're like Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
just didn't bother to even think about any of them could be an individual or dressed differently from
No.
the others.
I mean, Disney Junior's hired like, just put the same broad in the scene a couple of different times.
Just a nice contrast to Belle, I guess. Although so many of the women her age were blonde.
True.
So many.
True.
There are very few brown-haired people who are under the age of, 40.
How old do we think Gaston is?
Okay, this is important because the spell breaks when he's 21.
That's
I-
Beast.
That's the Gaston.
But
I don't
no,
care about
this
that
is
guy.
also
That's
important.
also
What
very
you're saying
important.
is also very important because I was very confused about that at the beginning.
Yeah, because it seems like how could the prince would have had to have turned away the enchantress when he was 11.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
because the stained glass exposition said something about his 21st year.
Yeah.
But did that mean 21 years as under the curse, or
But that would mean that he still had 11 more to go In which case, why is that last
Oh
pedal
yeah, because
falling
Lumiere
off?
said it'd been 10 years in
Yeah.
the song,
So they've all been enchanted for 10 years.
That's what
but they were all enchanted
say.
at the same time. Maybe what he's
I think he's
saying. I
wrong.
mean, there's another layer to that line of the song "Be Our Guest." I'll just say it. I think the song "Be Our Guest." Actually, I think this entire movie was written by monarchists. That's all. Because he says something about how 10 years they haven't been in service, and it's terrible to be a servant without service.
Yeah.
Maybe what he's saying is like the castle like kind of still operated as it normally did for a while, but then the beast just got so despondent and angry over the years that now it's been 10 years of like the shitty beast era where like he tried to make a go of it for the first few years as it cursed.
But it seems like they just mean that's how long they've been enchanted.
It's
Yeah.
And also,
The painting indicates that he's like 20.
yeah.
So maybe he's like, how does that work?
Maybe those objects age differently.
So then he ages differently too then, right? Because
Well,
if the portrait was already painted
yeah.
as an adult man,
Yeah.
that was pre-beast.
No, I'm telling you, this is what's blown my mind.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just trying to reconcile that with the 10-year thing, and all I can think is they age differently. Like, an elephant
Beast
ages
years?
differently than an ant.
Beast years.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I think you're
Because
saying.
why is that dog still alive?
Great question.
Right?
Here's what I think you're saying. So the beast he's like, get out of here, ugly old lady, I hate you. And he was probably like 18, 20, like between 18 and 20.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're cursed. When you turn 21, you're all going to be travelers forever. But also, cursed people age way slower than normal people, FYI. Also, goodbye forever. I'm not coming back. I'm just going to curse you and then disappear and not bother to follow up on this at all.
It's like a Bond villain.
What?
It's like a Bond villain.
The witch?
She was an enchantress.
Sure. A hot one,
clear.
too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, why
jeez.
couldn't she have still been ugly and been like, oh, you know what? I actually have a lot of agency and magic. Screw you.
Why was she? I don't understand that.
What?
Why would she change her appearance to be like, give me money or whatever she was doing?
I don't know.
Because wasn't she just testing him whether
Yeah.
he
Is that what
saw past him?
enchantresses do? They just like go around and test
Probably,
people?
yeah.
I mean, he was rude for sure, but also kind of a dick move to curse someone just for not letting in a stranger
But I think she legit needed to get inside.
as an enchantress.
Well,
She could probably enchant a hut for herself or something. But I mean,
maybe
like,
she has a really specific set of skills, and they are requesting help
Yep.
and cursing people.
and being either ugly or hot.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, you take off those glasses and
Yeah,
pull
I'm
out the
pretty sure they
ponytail.
said beautiful, not hot. But
I'm updating the lingo for all
Modern
the
audiences.
teens out
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
cool it, teens.
Yeah. We roped in all the hot teens last episode.
That's right. That's right. We did.
Now they're hooked.
Yeah, now they're hooked. Okay, so this hot magic lady comes to this bro's house, and the bro's like, okay, but he doesn't know she's hot because she's got some kind of crazy ugly mask on.
But she tries to give him a flower to sleep there.
And he's just like, are you kidding me?
Get out of here, crone.
Get out of here, you ugly old
But
broad.
then
You're like my
really,
mom.
she's got a banging bod.
What? A banging bod.
Yeah,
All right.
that's essentially the story.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
He's
just
an
saying.
orphan, though?
I'm saying the
Great
punishment doesn't fit the crime
Oh.
on the enchantress.
I mean, I don't know if they ever do, right?
What is happening?
Do you think that's a legitimate, like, turn a stranger away, get cursed?
But he turned her away because he was shallow and shitty.
Yeah, he's
And she gave
shitty.
him, a chance to get out of it by being less shitty.
I feel like there should be a a legal system that enchantresses need to go through.
Like go to
like-
Enchantress
like
Court?
Yeah, yeah. And then I feel like that would make us feel better about the curse.
I mean,
Sure,
maybe
if
she
she
did.
Plus
belonged
judge, jury, and executioner.
to an
That's for sure.
overarching enchantress guild
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was responsible for the moral fabric of the countryside,
Yeah.
and they had already found him guilty of being rude,
Right.
Yeah.
and then, even then,
Well, like their job is to like teach people life lessons.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he was guilty of not knowing that life lesson
It's
yet,
a shame she didn't show up at Gaston's place.
right?
Yeah.
He
'Cause he's
deserved to
way
be
worse.
cursed.
And again,
Yeah.
this is
Agreed.
she shows up like 8 times in the new live action version, which is one of the many problems I had with it. It's like if she's just hanging out this whole time, yeah, why isn't she just like boom, boom, zap, 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 all these shitty men all over town? It's dumb.
Anyway,
Well, I only wrote down 2 things.
Okay.
And one was Gaston.
Yeah.
More like Aston.
Yeah.
Am I right?
He's definitely an ass ton.
You are right.
You are right.
He is a ton of ass.
He's the worst.
He's the worst.
He's
I-
like the creepiest of, no, not the creepiest, but he's terrible.
He's
Yeah.
the creepiest in this movie.
He is
For
definitely creep supreme.
So, I mean, somebody said he is toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Like, he's encapsulated toxic masculinity.
To the movie's credit, I guess, when I was imagining him before we watched this, I didn't think it was so clear how bad he was. But I think the movie is taking a pretty firm stance that, like, this dude is terrible.
Yeah.
And,
guy
like,
sucks.
everything he does is the worst.
Yeah.
So good.
He's like
Yeah.
a raging narcissist who's as evil to his entourage of one, poor Turtle.
Oh,
Although it's more
that guy
like
sucks, too, though.
Matt
Yeah.
Dillon plus Turtle, really.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. It's like, what is that guy's name? It doesn't matter.
And the thing?
The dumb brother.
Jeff?
Yeah. Dumb brother Jeff and Turtle
E?
smushed into one. No.
No.
He's the
Beth.
manager.
Johnny.
Oh, is
Yes?
it Johnny Calves?
Johnny Danger?
Johnny Calves?
Johnny Danger. He's worried about his calves.
Oh, Johnny Drama.
Johnny
Drama.
LeFou is like drama, and for you entourage heads out there, which it's got to be at least one. LeFou is like drama and Turtle kind of smushed together into like a dopey French. I keep meaning to look up like what era of France this is supposed to take place in, because I keep wanting to say it and I don't want to screw it up because it's very important. Depending on when this is supposed to take place, he is either the Beast Kingdom will soon fall because the revolutionaries will come storming his castle, or he survived it because he was a hulking bear monster.
I just wanted to add to our one entourage head. Just stop. Just stop watching that show.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not doing you any good. It's not doing society any good.
But
Yeah.
the problem is you can't undo entourage watching. Like,
Right.
if you did it early on, like I did, I watched the first 2 seasons because I liked E and I liked the idea that I was watching what happened in the film industry, sort of through this weird lens. But it's horrifying. And you can't, like, think about how easily I forget so much stuff. But there's stuff from the entourage that's stuck with me.
Yeah. For $15,000 a month, we will watch the show Entourage,
oh my god.
and then also
We already promised
We did?
Entourage and Sex in the City.
Oh
did?
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What? I hope we
I
set
don't
the
know what
price
level.
high. I hope it was $1 million.
Yeah, me too.
don't know.
I do not. I would rather watch Sex in the City and Golden Girls because those are the same show.
Are they?
Oh.
Yeah, it's 4 ladies palling around with their own little dynamics that line up. They help each other through problems. Thank you for being a friend.
Sure, we'll
You're
watch all
welcome.
3 of those. Entourage, Golden Girls.
No,
Ooh,
stop.
yeah,
Sex
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
City.
yeah, yes.
For $15,000 a month,
More-
you wouldn't do that?
Oh, God.
All right,
I
well, the
don't know.
3 of us will
16,000.
do it. Molly's cut out.
Yeah, Molly's
Yeah.
got
That's
a-
5 cool ones each.
Yeah, five
Five
cool
cool
ones.
That's what $1,000 called. A cool
okay.
one. Yeah.
Patreon.com/Totes Recall.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Patreon,
Yeah.
we got 2 patrons to thank this
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, yeah.
They are, in order of me remembering their name.
Nice.
Lucy Ainsworth.
Lucy and
Lucy Ainsworth!
Lucy Ainsworth.
Ainsworth.
Thank you very much, Lucy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We value you and your money.
Oh, come
Capitalism
on.
number one.
Thank you.
I do
Thank you.
appreciate you as a human.
Yeah.
That too.
And secondly, Victoria Brown.
Victoria!
Victoria. Brown.
Thank you very much
We do appreciate
to
you.
those 2 people.
We appreciate
thank
them
you.
more than some of the rest of you.
Yes.
Hint. Patreon.com/Totes Recall.
I mean, it's clear that they appreciate us more than
Yes.
the rest
Thank
of
you,
them.
Beth.
And it's a reciprocal appreciation.
Yes.
They may just appreciate the sweet tote bag or the very cool, terrible origami original screen printed thank you card or those sweet, sweet stickers.
So they're shallow. You're saying they're shallow.
No, I'm just saying that they have a certain.
You're saying if an
affection
enchantress
for
came to their door
highly
and was like,
rare
"Oh,
items.
could I give you this wonderful talking show about people who don't remember movies?" And they're like, "No, get out of here, you old crone." "Oh, but I have this lovely tote bag," and then they accept.
Psych, I'm also a hottie. It's me, Enchantress.
I'm from Entourage.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so speaking of, but speaking of Gaston being the worst,
He is the worst.
There's a definite point in the movie. Like, at first, it's like, he sings his song, like, I list LeFou, they all sing it. Like, they sing the song, Gaston is so great, look how great he is.
Yeah.
And, like, at first, it's just, like, those dumb men who just sort of are, like, sycophants because they, like, think he's cool or whatever.
Yep.
But by the time they're, like, plotting against Belle's father, it feels like the entire village is, like, complicit in this, right?
No, he's got everyone wrapped around his finger.
His
except
very thick finger.
his thick, hairy finger. I was right that he does have a lot of chest hair.
Yes, he has a lot of hair in general. The lyric is, every last inch of me is covered in hair.
That he pops up in that shirt.
Oof.
And there's a lot of like Hasselhoff style chest curls.
Yeah.
Do you think they initially drew him full of hair, and then Disney Junior was just like, ugh.
Get out
Yeah,
of here.
Like,
I
I
do
the
think
budget to animate
Yeah,
all
exactly.
his hair.
Because he
can't-
doesn't, there's no hint of chest hair
No,
until he pops
goes,
up in that
boom.
shirt.
Yeah.
But he does have a deep V.
Yes.
The DP.
Deep French V.
And Molly had bet that he pops open a button, which he doesn't do, but he does pop open a belt
Yeah.
that's around his neck.
Yeah.
That was
Because
weird.
LeFou is bragging about how thick his neck is.
Yeah, LeFou focused on some very interesting qualities about him.
That was just an excuse for another guy's pants to come down.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. See that hard underwear that's so embarrassing to
love
wear.
God, I love it. I love how no matter what era or place in the world, some dude is wearing heart underwear.
And it's embarrassing.
Yes. Wouldn't you be embarrassed?
Super embarrassing.
No.
Wow.
No?
I'd own it.
Oh, man.
Would you?
I knew if I put on hard underwear, someone's going to pants me during that day. And I just
I would
Strike a
love
pose.
to see that in one of these animated movies where, like, the guy's pants on, he's just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
I am
just
wearing
struts
these.
around. And for the rest of the movie, anytime they have, like, a village scene, he's still just strutting around with the heart underwear. He's owning it
Yep.
for the rest of his life.
I feel like we should stress we're saying heart
Oh,
underwear,
yeah, heart.
not hard underwear.
Yeah, it's not like a steel armor piece or anything. No.
Heart.
Heart
heart.
print.
Heart
It's a heart print.
But yeah, I bet Gaston would do a block Belle from a door move.
Yeah.
Didn't.
It was there was so much more than that.
But
He
he,
did a
like-
lot of parallel
Yeah.
equivalent
Yeah.
moves of
I mean, at
trapping
one
her
point,
with his giant
her
arms.
back is to the door, and he has his arms on either side
And
of
he
her.
like traps her in a corner at one point.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's gross.
He very much like
He's really the
physically
worst.
imposes himself on her like 99% of his screen time.
Ignores her every remark.
Yes.
Yeah, and I found it hard to watch, even though I knew it was a cartoon and it was intended to be. They were like, "Look how shitty this
This
dude
is a bad man.
Like they were, he's hashtag bad man.
Yeah.
And that was intentional. It was still like, oh, I can't like get on board with this as a mechanic. It's too
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he basically is like decided she's the hottie of the town.
Yep.
So he's
And
gonna
he
marry
deserves
her.
her.
Yeah, and he
it-
deserves her. Yeah, it's
And
just
it hits
like
on so many themes
so
of men
entitled,
being
yeah.
unable to handle rejection.
Yeah.
Beast as well.
Oh yeah.
Just have a very, very difficult time with it. And it seems like it's more about masking what is considered a really natural impulse instead of, hey, maybe you just could be normal about being rejected.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
'cause
or maybe
I don't know that anyone's ever been like, oh, I have to reject this lady. I'm scared she's going to become like horribly, horribly violent right away. You know what I mean? And it might happen. Not all men and women are exactly the same. But I feel like as a trope for that, for men, it's so common we don't even question it.
Right.
they also are both horrible.
Yeah.
Like Beast is horrible in the beginning of their relationship
Oh yeah.
and doesn't understand why. Like she doesn't want to be around him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't get why she's not coming to dinner with me.
Yeah, the amount of time that passes in this movie is a very much of concern to me because, for one, yeah, like the Beast is an idiot. It's like I don't understand why she doesn't want to come down. It's like, dude, you like imprisoned her in this castle and like threw her sickly father out a couple hours ago. You know what I mean? Like, give her a day at least.
Give her a day.
She hasn't even developed Stockholm syndrome.
She doesn't
yet.
even
Yeah.
understand her situation yet. Like, all she knows is there's some terrifying like bear
Oh my
monster
God, I think
who's
how scared
trapped
I
her in a
was when I was
castle.
an exchange student. Like
What?
Wait.
when I was an exchange student.
You got trapped in a castle?
No, but it's so disorienting just
Oh,
being
sure.
somewhere totally new. And I remember my host family greeted me so warmly and sat down to have this big breakfast, which I'm sure cost them a fortune. And it was like the table was just overloaded with food, and I had upset stomach and was just feeling really, and I couldn't. And they were trying to encourage me to have some sauce, to put some sauce on my plate.
Yep.
But they were all like talking to me at once, and I couldn't understand what was happening. And in panic, I truly remember this moment where I was holding like this little like gravy serving thing, and I had a spoon in my hand, and they were all looking at me, and I just put the spoon in my mouth to like make them happy, and I knew instantly that was the wrong thing, and I started crying and told them I was homesick.
Oh.
Where was this?
That was in the Soviet Union.
Oh yeah, nice.
Many years ago.
Did they then? Did the patriarch of the house decree that if you didn't eat with them, you didn't eat at all?
No, they were very kind. But I guess what I'm saying
Did
is,
they all then pick up the gravy boat and put it in their mouth like Belle does with the porridge bowl to show that it's okay to be like a gross idiot who can't eat?
Yeah, I really need more information on timeline of this.
Right?
Well,
Like,
okay.
how old is he? How long has he been a beast?
Seriously.
Because if he was
10 years. It has to be 10 years.
But then
so is
he
he
is
31?
like,
I don't get it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, how old is he then?
I think his body is 21.
Okay.
He is 31.
Oh, so his body got frozen at 21.
I think
Oh,
so.
that's like
But I
deep
don't
within
understand
the
how the
beast's
birthday
body.
thing works. I don't
Yeah,
get
on his
that.
21st birthday.
Unless, okay, the only thing I can think of is he was 11 when this all happened.
That's what I said.
in
But-
which case
The painting is one of those, like, this is what they would look like in 10
Don't say
years.
it's one of those. Like, that's a common thing.
It is. Like, but it's usually for, like, missing children.
Yeah. That means that for that stained glass version of the story, that in that scene where he opens the door, he is like standing on the shoulder of one of his friends or something.
Yeah.
And they're pretending to be an adult man.
and then also he's an 11-year-old who's the head of the household. That's a lot of pressure.
a
And then
lot of
Enchantress
pressure.
is coming around.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, oh, you should be nice
Yeah.
to me. Guess what, you cursed child.
Right. Cogsworth is too busy running the house. Lumiere is too busy harassing the feather duster, so there's no adult around to be like, hey, man, maybe chill out a bit, 11-year-old, you dummy.
Yeah, I bet his parents, the last thing his parents said to him before they probably died
Yeah.
was, don't let strangers in the house.
Yeah, they were like, don't let anyone
This is like
ugly into the
Home
castle.
Alone.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Some
because they're-
assassins from England probably came in and murdered his parents
Exactly.
dressed as old women.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. A bunch of old crones, and putting that in quotes, who were actually like Hessians that had been hired by the crown.
Well, and yeah, so many of their servants were British, or at least Miss Potts was.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, the
true.
accents are all over the map,
Yeah.
which I don't mind.
that's
Who
fine. I mean,
cares?
Gaston doesn't sound French. LeFou doesn't sound French.
That
Belle
name
doesn't
does.
sound French. Beast
that's
don't
true.
sound French. Really, only the candle and the feather duster sound
Wow,
French.
that's true. And I just want to mention about Belle. I understand that she was not even born yet, but her voice sounds like, what is her name again?
Alison Brie.
Alison Brie. Yeah, the way her voice sounds in Mad Men.
Mm-hmm.
It's very proper. And one of the things I enjoyed most about watching this.
You and your proper
She's a
people.
proper
You're all about this properness today. Is that a
One of my
word?
favorite parts of watching the movie
It is now.
was
Okay.
listening to Beth repeat everything she said because it was not everything. It was some choice moments. But yeah, there was nothing that ever seemed to truly bother her. Do you know what I'm
Everything
saying?
was said with a smile.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of got that like sultry Maria Bamford voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 It's super weird.
Do you think it's because she's so educated and she realizes what a wonderful world is out there?
Okay, here's the truth though. People who read the most books when they're young do not know how to pronounce anything when they're adults.
That is true.
Have you
That
noticed?
is
I can
true.
confirm this.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah. I
Excellent.
I'm terrible.
Confirmed.
I was terrible. I'm still somewhat
get it.
terrible. Yeah.
That was a great joke, Mel.
Great joke. Solid
Yeah.
joke. Am I right?
Am I right?
So you're saying, is that why she didn't have a French accent? 'Cause she just read too much?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't think that was her. I don't think that was the problem. I don't know what her deal was. But
She's pretty boss though.
Yeah, she's pretty BA.
she's
Yeah.
great. No,
she's
I'm just saying,
stuck in
but
a
she
corner?
did have a very, like, I don't
Literally
know.
stuck in a corner.
Oh.
Like she both navigates the world of toxic Gaston
Mm-hmm.
masculinity.
Pretty well.
Like it's seemingly mostly unfazed by all the town like simultaneously saying how weird she is and creeping on her nonstop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when she goes into the bookstore, her only friend in town, the bookseller, like there's just 3 dudes creeping in the window for no reason.
Ugh.
And presumably that happens every day she goes to the bookstore.
Right.
Everybody's like, what a weirdo, but also like, hubba, hubba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except French.
Then her dad, sweet old man, but a weirdo who doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, not at all.
No.
He's stuck in his like guillotine prototypes or whatever.
He is for sure designing a proto guillotine.
Absolutely.
He designed like a deforesting machine?
Well, it's like a firewood chopper.
Sure, but then the revolutionaries get their hands on
Oh,
it,
yeah.
like, hey, look at this chopping
Oh, no,
expertise.
yeah. He deaf is
This
the
is
reason so many
this is
thousands of their heads cut off.
pre-resistance.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's canon, right? We're saying
Yes.
that Belle's father is the reason the
Yes.
terror happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
The word I was looking for in the first half was agency.
Yes.
She has agency.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
She sure
For sure.
does.
She
and
definitely
she's
does.
brave, sometimes almost foolishly so.
indeed.
But we wouldn't count that against her if she were a male character, so.
True.
Yep.
Although if she were if she were a male character, she would have been like, "Hey, you dumb bear monster, get my dad out of this dungeon. I'll punch you in the nuts," or whatever. Yeah,
Then she probably would have been punched.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
We just all had to sit in that moment.
I was just thinking about how much Gaston punches LeFou in the face
much.
in his song, like in general, but in his song, it's
Oh.
like,
More like the punching bag.
I'm
no,
not
am I
accepting that
right?
one.
Don't accept it.
Yeah, he beats the
Denied.
shit out of LeFou, especially during the song.
Yeah,
But he's got that giant nose, which I assume like cushions most of the blow.
sure. It's probably swollen from being punched so much.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
he has a normal
jeez.
sized nose normally.
God.
Ooh, rough.
Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
What?
Nothing.
Wait, do you think LeFou is like Gaston's imagination?
Oh,
Wait, LeFou is like the Ed Norton
wait,
character?
is
Wait.
everyone in Entourage a figment of Vinny's imagination? The Entourage isn't real. He is the Entourage.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, I have a whole new appreciation for that show.
Yeah.
Wait.
Which one are you thinking about?
The Beauty and the Beast one.
Okay, good.
So LeFou
Yeah.
is really the one in love with Belle, and Gaston is her Brad Pitt. What's that guy's name? Tyler or something.
Durden.
Okay.
Durden.
Okay, now I've lost it. Okay, so who's real in this situation?
LeFou's real.
LeFou
LeFou
is
is
real.
in the real world.
He's the Edward Norton parallel.
Gaston is his creation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
and
like the cool guy in the town.
Oh, sure.
how he imagines, how he wished he could be, how he imagines
Right,
he can
right.
present himself to get the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Except in this case, Helena Bonham Carter is like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that works. Checks out.
checks out. And then when they just want to watch it all burn down is when they go to burn the castle down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the head of the economic power for their township. Who
Yeah.
controls all the land titles
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
debt and everything that's there.
Okay.
And then the pixies start playing.
Thank you, but thank you for bringing this up. This adds fuel. Like there was already the depressing reality of servants not being able to serve,
Yeah.
right? But then also the villains of this movie are the townspeople coming to storm the center of commerce and power. But so this movie was absolutely a pro-monarchy story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's also kind of its own weird meritocracy, right? Because Belle makes her way from being the daughter of a charming but mostly unsuccessful inventor,
Mm-hmm.
and she becomes the secondary head of the center of commerce.
I guess so.
I guess.
Like the countess or whatever.
I mean,
Yeah.
I assume they get married.
I mean,
Come
come on.
Probably by sundown.
What?
If any other Disney movie
Oh,
is
sure.
to me.
Yeah.
Do you think if they don't get married by sundown, he turns back into a beast?
That would be great. I think she might like him better.
I did.
Ugh.
Yeah. We
Oh
all
yeah,
did.
was
that was
real
one of our first
unattractive.
bets. Beast was not hot after turning back into a man.
He's
I
kind
agree.
of like scary.
Yeah, there are a couple angles that he looks fine, but the
Yeah,
first
fine.
head-on angle you get is
Oof.
just so
There's
like
some like
it's in an
crazy
uncanny
shadow on
valley
his. Yeah.
Mhm.
anyway,
Yes.
even for animation.
Yes, agreed.
Yep.
He's
It's,
got too much hair.
Yeah.
It's just like maybe like he hasn't had a
I
haircut in
think it's
forever.
his nose and mouth and
Mhm.
how they align.
Yeah.
It just seems wrong.
Right.
Yeah, and the Beast is so I think the beast design is really cool.
Very cool.
It's very like dynamic and like good between weird bison and man, and then
Yeah.
to go from that to just like some white dude with
some
a lot
guy.
of hair.
And still very large
Like
hands.
yeah, like very still like kind of intimidatingly large in some ways.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like he could still crush her skull like a grapefruit with one hand, even as a human.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. And I say this as someone with very large hands.
He was still lifted as the beast, probably to keep up that frame.
Well, I mean, you figure like tearing up the entire west wing of a castle, like that probably keeps you pretty.
Yeah, he just,
Yeah.
Just going up
rages
those
around.
stairs.
for
Races
exercise.
around for exercise.
The beast exercise routine.
I
Beast
would-
mode.
Oh, is that what
there
that
it
is?
Uh-huh.
He activated beast mode and he never turned it off.
Wow.
Terrible.
Well, and I guess Gaston has the same diet as The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, he eats so many eggs.
So many.
I thought The
eggs,
Rock ate a bunch of
dozens.
cod.
Oh, you're
Thinking
right.
of Cool Hand Luke.
All right, really?
Am I?
He ate a
Am
lot
I?
of eggs in that movie.
Bruce Lee ate a bunch of eggs.
Okay.
That's real. That's a
That's
fact.
probably
Oh,
Look it
yeah.
up. Or don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Was anyone
Look
else
it
weirded
up.
out though that Gaston just like eats them whole like a snake? Right? Isn't that weird?
There's calcium in those shells.
Well,
Yeah.
you
It
didn't
is
even
weird.
de-shell him?
But
No,
his,
I mean the
his-
song he
his
like
throat was
bounced
so
a bunch
big.
of eggs off of his giant arms and they just went glunk, 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 glunk.
Duck.
He has the thickest neck in all of town.
Well, that's true.
They
So we can
proved
like
that with the
crush
throat.
the shells with his
Filled
neck.
with eggs.
So it's not.
Yes, that's
Then are
absolutely.
you saying it's not neck muscle? It's just all throat?
Yeah, it's like a chipmunk. It's like how a chipmunk like stores a bunch of food in its cheeks. So he just keeps a bunch of whole eggs in his neck and then slowly opens them, like crushes them open. What they cut from the scene is there's a scene in the movie where like LeFou is like coming to see him in his bathroom and he's just like hacking up just like a bunch of wet eggshells.
That was in a live action movie.
That should have been in a live action movie. God
God.
damn it. Another failure.
This is horrifying.
Ugh.
Speaking of horrifying, let's talk about wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not care for that scene.
I know.
First, I do not care for the vilification of wolves in
Okay.
movies.
Just in general?
Just in general.
You know that like historically though, like they were a genuine threat to travelers, right?
I don't buy it.
All right.
They're an endangered species.
Yeah, they are now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like back in the day when people were just going off between villages into the woods, like they were a legitimate concern that a pack of wolves would just like come at you. Did you see
Or
the
eat your
gray man?
grandmother.
Didn't you see the gray?
I did
Yeah.
it. I keep thinking about watching it, and then I know that I'm going to have weird feelings about the wolves.
What about Little Red Riding Hood?
Yeah, see?
Heard that
That's what I'm
story?
I have heard that story.
It did not turn out well for the wolf.
Well,
Well,
Did it?
maybe the wolf was an enchantress.
No, it doesn't turn out well.
It doesn't,
A woodsman.
Cuts him up.
Cuts him
oh,
up.
and takes out his grandmother whole?
Yeah.
and then puts
yes,
stones
correct.
back in there to fool the wolf. It depends on
Whoa.
what version you
Wait, he
read.
puts what in there?
There's definitely a version where stones are put
Oh
back
yeah,
into
definitely
the wolf.
puts stones.
you
And
guess
then
I've
shitting me right
never.
now?
sew
Sews
it
them
back
up.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought at the end he just ate Little Red Riding.
I mean, that's probably one version, sure.
Okay.
Oh, that's the darkest.
What? Put stones back in the wolf and sewed it up?
Yeah, so the wolf would still think, got that grandma in
Yeah, I
there.
did it. I won.
Oh,
Oh, not
the
so.
wolf is still
I
alive.
thought it was a wolf just made of stones. That was.
What?
You know what? It doesn't matter.
Like just put the fur around some
Yeah,
stones.
that's what I thought. That sounds
Oh.
real gross.
For whose benefit?
Well, exactly. So that's
Travelers
why it's so
as
gross.
a warning.
Oh, sure. Okay.
It's like
Scarecrow?
upholstered. That's not it.
What?
What's the word for like when you put stuffing inside of an
taxidermy.
animal? Taxidermy.
Oh.
It's an upholstered animal. Is
Yes,
what I was
absolutely.
looking for.
Ottoman.
Yes.
Ooh, do you think I never considered how much the beast must shed all over that castle?
You
Oh.
think?
I can still use a chamber pot.
Shed. But he definitely, there were a couple years there when he was in a really dark place, just like, well, who gives a shit? I'm an animal. And just like all over the place. That's why you don't go in the West Wing. So it's all torn up furniture and poop.
Yeah.
And he's like spraying. He's probably like got like lion glands, right? So he's just like spraying urine like 15 feet straight back.
So you think he's mostly dog?
Oh my god.
It
It's
seems
like
like
a
more like
bison lion dog thing. Bear.
Yeah, it seems more
Bear.
bear. It's got that neck
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
bulge
Yeah.
that bison's got, so
Yeah.
they can really move their head
And he's
around
got the
a
little
lot.
horns.
Lion
I think it's
for
mostly
sure with his
bison.
mane.
Got those little bison horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like walks
got
like a
kinda
lion
like-
for sure.
Yeah,
When he's
lion
on
feet.
his and he does his little lion pace or tiger, whatever.
Yeah.
Come
Anyway,
at me, jungle cat heads.
he
Lions
goes
don't
to
like
town on those wolves. Though.
Come at me,
Aw.
large predatory cat heads.
Great.
Okay.
He goes to town on those wolves, though.
Yeah, he does. But they go to town on him, man.
Yeah, it's
That was
pretty
brutal.
intense.
I didn't like any of it.
Told you.
Did
Yeah.
not care for it.
Molly was having a real hard time.
Did not like.
Yeah.
Did not like.
And then
And nobody else was reacting. What is wrong with you?
It's just I don't know, it's a
it's a cartoon.
What?
and it's nature.
I've seen it before.
Like a pack of wolves going against a
Yes,
larger predator that happens all the time.
Ah.
Yeah.
I bet if we Googled like wolf versus bear right now, we'd see an
Who would ever
incredible.
do that? Who would do that?
I don't
no
know.
one.
I bet it's
I'll
no
do it
pretty,
one
right
would
now.
do
that's
that.
pretty interesting. I bet it's pretty,
not.
that's probably why they thanked the LA Zoo. They're like, can you throw some wolves in the bear cage and we'll just see what happens?
Shut up!
We gotta
They
draw
would
We
this.
never
need a
do
reference. We need a
We need-
reference for
Oh, you
Yeah.
never do that. That
Anyway,
is
those wolves
awful.
are gonna go
I
hungry.
turn off those documentaries before it gets to the sad parts.
What, really?
Sad
Yes.
parts where the animal gets to eat so it doesn't die.
Yeah, and gets to like continue its species while hunters come at it from behind and just hit it with a bow while it's sad about losing its girl.
It
Circle
feeds
of life.
its children.
Or does that, yeah.
God.
But
Nature's rough.
amongst all that,
Yes.
I think we can all agree that the one who does not deserve to be terrified and attacked is Philippe the
Oh,
horse.
Philippe the horse. Poor
Philippe
Philippe the horse.
Will never be the same.
What a life it's led for the last, 48 hours? Like, honestly, how much time happens in this movie?
Who knows? Time is irrelevant to this movie, I
Apparently,
guess.
because the beast is only 21 years old.
I mean, Philippe, if the story was told from Philippe's
Oh,
perspective,
man.
It would
Rough.
be.
he's like, I'm excited to go to this inventor's
Yeah.
fair with my pal.
Yes.
Here we go. I wonder which way to go. I think it's this way.
Yeah.
I am quite sure.
Quite
I'm just
Pretty
confident.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's go this way. Oh, wait, not this way?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Because this
That-
way looks dark and
It looks
scary.
really dark and scary.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll go this way. That's what my pal's telling
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
Oh, shit,
chaos.
wolves.
And the pal even blames him.
Oh.
Yes.
At one point when it's dark and wolfy, he's like, where did you take us, Philippe?
And there, I felt like Disney messed with that character's fundamentals for just a cheap joke, right?
Why?
Because the inventor's character was that he was so sincere and so earnest, he didn't even see badness in Gaston. And yet, he would not blame his horse.
Well, I think
For
he...
one line, he would not
I
do
disagree.
it.
I disagree.
What?
I disagree. I think he is a laborer of, again, whatever era France is supposed to be. The horse is a beast of burden at
The
this
horse
time.
represents the proletariat.
Yes, absolutely. But honestly, like anyone in that time thinks of a horse as basically a tool, right? So you're gonna yell at that horse.
But also, fear makes people do strange
Exactly.
things.
I'm sure. Listen, I bet there's a scene.
That was the original tagline.
I
Beauty
bet-
and the Beast. Fear makes people do
I
strange
bet there is
things.
a scene at the end of the movie where he's like, Philippe, I'm so sorry. It wasn't your fault. It was my fault.
Where was it? Where was it? I didn't see it.
Well, where was Philippe for like a week or however much time?
Yeah.
Hanging out in the stable by himself.
I
With,
get,
like,
yeah,
talking
right? Okay,
ropes or
because you and I were
something.
talking about this a little bit during the movie. Okay, so Philippe get attacked by wolves. He's like, fuck this, I'm out. Good job, Philippe. Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and also, who cares? My pal has betrayed me, so I'm going to leave him here to die.
I think Philippe runs home at that point.
He does.
Okay.
He runs home, gets Belle, and then uses what I assume is horse telepathy because she really does. She like they basically put their foreheads together. She's like, "Tell me where he is," and I swear to God, they like exchange memories or something. And then Philippe leads them right to the castle.
But how,
Such
how
a
does
good horse.
Philippe even know
Great horse.
Maurice is there?
He's
Great
a
horse.
great horse.
Okay.
Good
Great
horse.
Good horse.
Hashtag good
Excellent
horse.
sense of direction.
So then at that point, he's like, I'm not going in there. That's scary. It smells like a bear dog man. Belle's like, fine, you're a horse. I respect your choices. I'll go in myself.
Because
I'm
you and I have about the same range of choices. Got it?
True. That is true in this society.
Yep.
So then, though, Magic Carriage takes Maurice back to the village, which means Philippe is just still at the gate at that point.
Oh, I thought he was in the stable on the.
But
grounds.
no one put him in the stable. Belle's just like, I'll be back.
Everything
Stay
there
here.
is enchanted. He probably got invited in
Ooh,
by
you
a
think
bunch of hay.
You think Coat Rack came out and just like, come on,
Oh,
buddy.
Coat
Come on,
Rack.
buddy.
Korak
Oh,
is
for
the
sure.
best character.
Coat Rack is
100%.
100%
Probably groomed
MVP of this movie. Oh, absolutely groomed him.
Oh,
Brushed out that mane.
Clearly good at it. He grooms the crap out of the beast.
yeah.
Philippe was not the fancy horse I was thinking of. I think it might have been. What did you say, Beth?
I think it's Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping
you're
Beauty.
thinking of.
There's a horse with like a coif.
Yeah.
That I'm thinking of.
Yes.
I mean, Philippe had a good mane.
Sure.
He was a good-looking horse.
Good-looking horse.
But not a fancy
Good.
He was
horse.
a working
He
horse.
was a
He was not a
workhorse.
proper
Horse
horse.
thing.
He was a.
what?
Isn't Withers a horse thing?
Yeah,
What am I
that's what
thinking of? Is that
Are you
right?
thinking
Yeah.
Mr. Ed?
Quickers? Withers.
What?
What?
I'm honestly just I'm throwing these out there. You
what
tell
are you
me.
doing?
Are these horse
Mane.
words?
Horses have teeth.
Hooves?
Hooves.
I
They
swear to
have
God, they have
A
some.
snout.
There's like a weird thing that they
it
say,
snout?
like, "Oh, good withers" or something. Come at us, horse heads. Tweet at us.
Tweet at us.
Sorry,
Is it like something with their feet?
they will come at us though, because horse heads are very intense.
Yes. But to get back to Philippe,
Yes.
there's even more.
Yeah.
There's some third journey he makes, and that's where what's his name? The wolf thing attack happens.
Oh, yeah. Belle escapes.
Yeah.
And
She
Philippe, I
leaves.
guess, is there still.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's just been hanging out this whole
He's
time.
a great horse.
He's a great
horse.
horse.
He's loyal.
Loyal.
But then wolves attack again.
Yep.
Well, and he sees the beast for the first time, and how is he supposed to even process
The
this?
most amazing face.
Oh
in the
my
whole
God.
movie.
It's like just shell shocked.
Yeah, like he is clearly processing so much in that moment. Or it's like, I almost just got killed by wolves. What is that thing?
Belle almost died. It was insane.
Yeah, that horse has gone through a lot.
Yeah, and then it's supposed to just go back to regular life.
I mean, it's presumably like a royal horse now, right?
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on where it chooses to live.
Oh, yeah. Is it
You
stay
don't
with
think Maurice is coming to live in the castle? He's an old man.
He wants to do his own thing.
You think so?
And he wants to get up on pots.
Come on.
At that, I
I-
felt like that was a extra warm glance.
I disagree. I think it was just Disney Junior being like, the two old people have to hang out. Who else are they going to talk to?
Yeah. And then they're
And
going to hang out.
bang.
You don't think Potts wants a piece of that, Mo? Reese?
Maurice.
All right, are we talking about Mrs. Potts? 'Cause I
Yeah,
have
let's
a
talk
lot-
Mrs.
I have
Potts.
a lot to say about
Okay.
Mrs. Potts.
Yeah, let's start.
I have a lot to say about the entire castle society in general, but
Yeah.
we'll start with Mrs. Potts. Okay, so we are shown that Chip, her son, the Cup,
Yes.
has many brothers and sisters who are also Cups, who are just unconscious in a cupboard.
They were
Yeah.
asleep. It was nighttime.
I think they're all dead.
Shut
She's
up.
got a
think-
cabinet full of dead
Do you
children.
think Chip is the last survivor, and that's why he has the
do.
chip? Like he's already seen some shit, but he's
Yeah,
like tough.
I really do.
Oh my
because
God.
they never come back. There's not a bunch of children running around
That's
at
true.
the
At
end.
the end, there's not a bunch of other kids behind her.
Yeah.
think
Side
they're
note,
just
how
dead.
old is Chip? Was he born a
I
cup?
don't know.
Like, I think he's under 10.
Oh, he's definitely under 10.
So he didn't exist as a human before the
okay,
curse.
so
Well,
did
that,
they must-
yeah.
Beast
Okay.
time. We already
Okay,
established
so
there's
maybe
beast
they're
time.
all frozen. So they're all frozen whatever age they were.
Yeah.
But then how is he
Oh.
still 21? Like, how does it take 10 years to turn 21? It still
Beast
doesn't make
time.
any
It's
sense.
like dogs.
He says
No.
it's
It's magic, you
the
guys.
10 is wrong or the
included-
21st year is
Okay.
Why did they
misleading.
include this information?
I don't know.
They could have left out one or the other and we would have
Listen,
understood.
we are losing track of the fact that Mrs. Potts has a cupboard full of children, and we don't know what happens to them. We don't know if when they turn back, they're still in the cupboard, and they all just get crushed to death as soon as they all become normal child-sized,
But some of them
or the cupboard explodes outward.
some of them do not have faces. Some of the cups
Oh,
in there,
right.
right?
That's-
So
yeah.
are they just regular cups?
I don't know.
Plus the children cups?
The whole "Be Our Guest" scene raises so many
Oh,
questions.
maybe Chip is the only human that's been turned into a cup.
Okay.
But to make him feel better, she keeps him with other cups, sort of like stuffed animals, and calls them his brothers.
Oh,
and
she
sisters.
drew little eyes on them.
I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't
that's
know.
almost
It's all
worse.
sad.
Here's what I think is the most acceptable answer to the question we haven't yet asked, but is in my brain of
Uh-huh.
like, how are there so many objects? Were they all people?
Right.
I think both people got turned into objects and the existing objects became filled with life.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's my issue with that, though.
Yeah.
We don't know who is who.
Right.
Is Coat Rack a person, or is Coat Rack just the best enchanted piece of furniture ever?
I feel like that's an enchanted piece of furniture. He has
Agree.
no face
Agree.
Well,
or voice.
Like the sugar
dog
pot.
doesn't have a face. Auto dog. Dogaman.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
it just
but
turns into a dog.
Yeah, but he barks.
Okay. Oh, okay. So maybe Coat Rack is a horse.
Why would Cole wreck me a horse?
Why would
Do you think a horse is going to be that
dog?
good at playing violin? I mean, great horse. There are great horses
And
in this
cutting
town.
hair. Really excellent at so many things.
That's my thing. Is like, it seems to, okay, again, there's a bad amount of information in the exposition stained glass because the implication is that everybody turned into a thing, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing that says, and also all the things came alive.
I have to say,
So are the napkins people? Because they talk about how they press the napkins, so they're getting tortured just so Belle can see a song and dance number. What about the I wrote some of these down because they were really bothering me. Okay, when the villagers attack and show that the iron rule of the monarchy is what is most important, one guy gets eaten by a chest.
Yes.
Okay, so
Then slurps and
what?
burps.
So the question is, one, what happens to that guy? Two, what happens to that chest when the curse is lifted? Does it turn to a human and then that guy just bursts out of his stomach and they both
Yes.
die? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the
thing-
guy that's laying dead on the stairs.
Oh, yeah, that was a different guy.
oh man,
There was a dead guy with a chair on his head.
y'all. I wish I had a
think he-
nickel for every time I heard Dan Linden exclaim, "Is that guy dead? What about that guy?"
When there was that big attack, there were a lot of just like clearly just like unanimated, just like on the background, just dudes lying on the ground, and there were a lot of questions.
There were a lot of questions. I feel like Beth deserves the Eagle Eye Merit Award, though, for spotting. What was it? A cupboard? What was it?
It's like a chest of drawers.
Oh my God.
Drawers. Like there's all this mayhem going on
Incredible.
to the right and center of the screen. And if you're not looking, you don't notice that this little chest of drawers is creeping up on the other side, holding a bat.
Holding a weapon.
It like peeks around
Oh,
a
you
column.
just got a
and
little
then has
cudgel.
Chester's coming for you with a fucking bat.
What I love is like the fact that he's like hiding out, right? That implies that he has not yet entered the fray, which implies to me that somewhere in that castle, like when everything went crazy, like that cupboard was just like finally, and he slowly opened one of his drawers, pulled the bat out of the drawer, and like kissed it. It's like, we finally get our day, Gladys, and then just snuck down.
Wait, is the bat another person?
Ooh, I don't know. See,
Well,
this
the
is what I'm talking
intruders.
about.
The intruders.
What?
No, I'm saying, is the bat also a person that got turned into a bat?
Oh, no, I
Maybe
think that's
it's
just a bat.
his wife got turned
Ooh.
into a bat.
Oh my
but
God.
she
New
doesn't
theory.
Talk.
New theory. The cupboard, the sneaky cupboard is the
Chester.
Hessian assassins that had murdered his parents that was still hiding, secretly living in the castle because he had one last job, and that was to kill the beast guy. But then that didn't work out, obviously, because he turned into a set of drawers, and he turned into a bear monster. He's like, clearly, this isn't going to work out for me.
My government
I'll
has
just
abandoned
bide
me."
my time and pretend like I'm one of yous. I don't. I said he was a Hessian, but now he's back into that guy. Whatever. The point is, great find, Beth. I
Yeah,
never
yeah,
saw that
really
before.
nice.
Also, great job, random person who drew that in
Yes.
instead of drawing in like pornography, like some Disney animators decide to do.
Now that wasn't true.
I'm talking about
Oh.
Rescuers.
Rescuers does
Oh,
have
Thank
really?
you.
a little pornography in it.
Just a little quick.
There's
little,
when they're like going down the street,
Mhm.
they drive by a building.
Or
There's a naked lady in one of the windows.
come
just a quick
on.
little.
For real.
Just a quick little. Boom.
Just a little misogyny.
Yeah. But anyway, that drawer guy or girl, we don't know.
Yeah.
It's a set of drawers.
Yeah.
Was great.
Yeah.
So good.
Another one that was really great. The stove
Oh.
really captured my imagination.
Oh.
Only got a quick few scenes, but just like
Every time.
always screaming and shooting flames out.
Oh, and it was so like it was just such a cantankerous chef too. Like I slaved all day in the kitchen, but it was like, clearly he's like bolted to the floor, right?
Yeah.
Like he never moves. So which probably means he has enslaved some of those enchanted pots who were probably scullery maids or whatever the term is. Foot boys or whatever.
Foot boys.
My point is, there are a lot of questions about how that castle operated with these enchanted people.
Chamber pot maids. That's what I was looking for.
Oh my God, did someone turn into a chamber pot?
Oh.
Maybe that's why the beast just shits everywhere. He's like, I'm not going to poop inside of this guy. Glenn. I love Glenn.
Can't poop in
Glenn.
I can't poop in Glenn. What does it matter? I'm just a beast. Spraying urine everywhere.
Oh, Oh, Glenn.
Oh, good.
Glenn's like, that's what I get turned into.
Come on.
The dog gets to be an ottoman.
Do you think they lied to him? They're just like, guys, I can't move. What's going on? Oh, you're a vase, Glenn. We won't put any flowers in you, buddy. Oh my God, that's so sad. He's been here for 15 years.
Yeah, or however long.
10 years.
He was so close to retirement.
Oh, I get it.
I think Lumiere is just wrong on that 10-year number.
Okay.
No, they say it twice.
Who
Well,
does?
Miss Potts says it too.
Miss Potts, I trust her though.
Do you though? She has a cupboard full of children. We don't know what happened to them, or if they're even real.
And she's going to seduce that father.
Is she?
No.
Yeah.
I don't
Is
know.
that how you seduce an older man? To just have your child on your shoulders or whatever?
Okay, here's the question I have.
Okay.
Chip has a chip in his head.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he turns into a boy, shouldn't part of his skull
Thank
be
you.
missing?
This is my other question. Cogsworth, in one of the first scenes of the Enchanted Castle, Cogsworth falls down the stairs. Bunch of gears and shit fly out of him. Are those bones? Are those organs? Like, does he come back and just has like a bunch of internal bruising?
I don't mean to be a killjoy, but the beast, when he gets transformed into a prince, his wound magically heals. So maybe they all just get turned back to how they were before the enchantment curse.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Second question
boy.
about Chip then.
Yeah.
Does he
Is
feel pain? Oh, sorry.
Where his name is Chip and he's chipped? Which came first?
Great question. Do you think Chip is just a nickname because he's
Maybe
French?
his name was Chip, and she had trouble telling him apart from the other cups.
So she broke him? This is so I'll know your face.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Chester with the bat. We don't know.
Oh, well, she
Chester.
probably went to the guy with the bat. It's just like, I can't.
Will you just accept his name is Chester? Because that's funny. Because it's a chest of drawers.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Or her. She could be Chester.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's Chester.
Hester.
Chester. Hester.
Saying if
Chester
it's-
or Hester.
yeah.
Got it.
But still with a CH. Because why
yeah.
not?
Yeah.
The C is silent.
Or like Jesse. That could be Jesse.
Oh,
Oh shit, that is Jesse.
Oh, it is Jesse. Wow.
Oh, Chessie.
So she
Jesse
turns.
would come at invaders with a bat.
Absolutely.
Oh,
sure.
yes.
Absolutely. Team Jesse.
Team Jesse, for sure.
What was the question? Oh, yeah, no. His mother definitely intentionally wounded him, so she would recognize him against all of the fake siblings she created to try to keep him sane over their years of
Or
imprisonment.
to get sympathy, little Munchausen's.
What?
Oh.
Oh, God.
Heard about this? You know about
is
this?
dark.
No. Help me out.
Munchausen's. I think I'm right. Come at me, psycho.
I can confirm if you're
disease
right or
heads.
not.
Okay. It's when a parent
Uh-huh.
often will like make their kid sick to get the
Oh.
sympathy from the hospital.
Oh.
Am I
yeah,
correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying she's Munchausen all the other kids, and that's why they're stuck in the cupboard?
No, she Munchausen's Chip by chipping his head.
Okay. Ooh, do you think that then all of those other cups are fake, but she brings them out sometimes, just like your brothers and sisters have no problem with my rules, or
Oh my
something?
God.
Yeah.
God,
I really felt like
get
Miss
dark
Potts was
pots.
sweet.
And then and also they're on that
She's a
tea cart
sweetie.
sometimes. Is the tea cart a person?
Yeah, how
don't
does that
know.
move around?
Is she driving the tea cart? Does she will it like with her magic teapot powers?
She just thinks about it and it moves
I mean,
throughout
they
the
can-
space. I mean, Lumiere like got up those stairs so fast,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because he was like downstairs,
Maybe
and then all of a
there's
sudden he
a-
was like on that like windowsill
there's, like,
near
a
the jail cells that they have for some reason in their house.
It's a castle.
Well, do castles always have jail cells?
Dungeons.
I mean, probably if you're like the leader of the community, you've got a couple of cages.
What kind of dungeon?
That's a bad idea.
Have dungeons?
To like be like to have like a prison inside of your house.
I mean, as a metaphor, yeah. For real.
Don't we all have prisons inside our own house?
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, and
would
sometimes
you
isn't
manifest
your
that?
entire house a prison because you said no to some ugly broad at the door or whatever? Right?
Wow.
They could leave the castle, right? It's not that they were trapped in the castle. It's just that they were all freaks and they didn't want to leave, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are
Yeah,
they
I
going to
mean-
do out in the world?
Because I guess
Like,
he could
poor
go out
Chip.
because he'd kill wolves all the time or whatever.
Yeah, but they're also just like servants, and that's their place, and
And that's what
isn't
they
it
love,
great to serve?
apparently, yeah.
Don't ever leave.
Come on.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Lumiere and did they bang?
Codsworth?
A did they
and
bang
the
segment?
feather duster?
Feather duster.
Yeah.
Did she have a name?
I don't think so.
Feather.
Oh, but this did pass the Bechdel Wallace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Shockingly, very exciting.
Armoire and Belle and
Teacup.
Pots.
Pots, yeah.
I'll talk to each
Teacup
other.
was a boy.
All right, fine. Teapot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did they bang?
Did they bang?
Did they bang? Did they bang?
So Lumiere and the Feather Duster.
We'll call her Fedier.
Feather.
Yeah.
They for sure banged at some point, right?
Yeah.
Because she says, "I've been burned before,"
Mm.
implying that like they had banged around and he like didn't call her the next
What, he
day
tried
or
to
whatever.
ghost on her or
Or
something?
like, did she mean literally burned? Like
Yeah.
he didn't extinguish
I
his
think
magic
it's a play
flames?
on words.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they definitely are going to bang at the end when they're humans again.
Oh yeah.
Because she like goes by all sultry and then he does his little like
Dusts his face,
laugh
yeah.
and runs away.
And Cogsworth comes in with a major.
Oh, that's
cogsblock.
right. He was going.
Cogsblock?
Okay,
Did
so
you say Cogsblock? Thank you.
nice.
Am
That's
I right?
really great.
Excellent, good.
You are right.
But
So they will bang at some point.
they will and or have banged. I
Now,
think they
I'd
have
also like
banged.
to say
I think-
another interpretation of "I've been burned before" is that perhaps he promises more than he delivers.
Oh, like he's a bad lover.
No, or,
Or a
just
bad
that
man.
he's like,
Bad man.
hey, no, well,
cop.
Bad
I
man.
listen.
Good
I'm just
butler.
saying she could have
Good
sexual
butler, bad man.
agency
Yes.
and have invited a sexual encounter, and he balked. That would also be her hopes have gotten up and been dashed.
I mean, it
to
was
burn.
was
Well, to contribute to that
Yeah.
idea, maybe it's that they were banging,
Mm.
then the spell was put on them,
Oh.
and then they couldn't,
Oh.
and so it was kind of like a
like well,
they got enchanted mid bang.
You think they got to change it
come on, it's not like a
mid-bang?
Pompeii
Isn't that what Beth was
situation.
saying?
They were
No,
in
not
the act.
mid-bang.
They were
Come
in the act
on.
when the curse came down.
Come
I thought that
on.
Beth was saying.
No,
They
I'm
would be
saying
more
that like
complimentary
they were like a
things.
couple before.
Oh, they were at a.
I mean, that doesn't exclude the possibility. Of
That's true. It happened mid bang.
So we're all okay with her saying no like 3 times behind that curtain while he's a candlestick.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Lumiere, I was thinking about this. Like, Lumiere gets a little bit of a pass, but I'm uncomfortable that he does.
Uh-huh.
Like, he's a creep as well.
Yeah.
But, like, because he's, like, a French stereotype, it's
And their
fine
candle.
somehow. I was having very conflicted feelings about Lumiere because I was equal parts charmed and creeped out by him.
That's how he gets you. That's how he
Did
burns
she
you.
really say no 3 times?
I don't know, at least
she
once.
says no and she kind of giggles.
Mm.
And then she's like, at the end, which makes me think that they're established enough that they have a safe word.
Yeah, I mean, if they were banging
that.
during a curse, like they probably are pretty comfortable with each
That's
other.
some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, so okay, are they in a monogamous relationship, or is Lumiere banging
No
around
way.
in that castle?
There are like so many feather dusters.
Yeah.
That's right. During the Be Our Guest thing, there were like 12 of them.
There are also a lot of candlesticks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's be
that's
clear.
true. That's true.
And then, okay, my next question: if
And she may have sexual agency and be taking up relationships with whom she would
With
like.
whatever
Okay.
candles
Yeah.
she wants.
either one,
Yeah.
feather dusters banging around too, great.
Maybe she is a lesbian. We don't know.
I love
Who
it.
knows? We'll have to ask.
Yeah. We'll call up Disney. Be like,
Dear
who's that
Disney."
feather duster banging?
It probably wouldn't be the weirdest piece of mail. they've
Probably
got.
not.
For sure. it's
Probably not.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they've definitely gotten like, here's who I think the feather duster's banging. I made a picture.
Yeah.
Cool it creeps.
But is feather duster or Lumiere or any of the confirmed humans,
Yes.
do they bang around with the enchanted objects? And if so, can those objects really give consent?
Okay, so we are for sure saying that some of these objects are not people.
That's my
your
theory.
operating-
I think there's way too many enchanted objects for them all to have been
It's
people
a
originally.
Big castle.
That's all those spoons?
Maybe he
That's
was,
too many people.
maybe he was having a party.
Oh, they
and,
got
like, they're all
trapped there?
guests.
He didn't have a party. He was a grump. Established
Well,
grump.
but you're required to have a party sometimes if you're in the aristocracy, right?
People would have come for their relatives.
Would they though?
They won't come for servants, but they would come for their relatives. They would.
What if they're like, oh, I just got this huge inheritance because my Duke uncle turned into a spoon? Right?
I mean, legally, I guess that works.
Oh, we're
Imagine
talking about
the
that. I thought you were talking
paperwork.
about the consent of a coat rack or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, I'm sorry. We're going back. Oh, man, that coat rack.
Coat
I
rack
feel
had to be a
like that
person.
coat
Come
rack-
on. I'm
That
heartbroken
coat
if that
rack could
coat
have
rack
anybody
is.
they wanted.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, just out of genuine charm
Yes.
and
and all
That
those hands.
Coat rack wore a top hat like half the movie. It was amazing. You don't
Oh,
think
that
Coat rack
makes
was a person?
sense.
I mean, the line I'm drawing in my brain is that anything that couldn't talk wasn't a person.
That's
It-
hard.
Yeah.
or chose not to.
Yeah.
I feel like
think
it was
some-
a
like-
coat-rack a few words.
Korak took
Just
a vow of
expressed-
silence.
Yeah.
Expressed itself through its music.
Yes.
And the artistry of its hair coiffing.
Yes, and its top hat.
Oh, top hat.
Okay.
Oh, dancing.
Here's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to watch the scene at the end where they're all dancing and
Okay.
everybody's watching Beauty or Belle and the Beast dance.
Yep.
And look for that top hat, because for sure he's wearing the top hat still, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's rock solid.
Yeah, it is
Maybe
rock solid.
We never see, but he gets broken in half
What?
during
Oh, he's a casualty?
the riot.
Beth, you're breaking my heart right now.
We
You
don't
were
see
both
heaven.
breaking my heart in different ways. He either isn't, or she, whatever, I guess we don't know. The coat rack is either not a person at all, and we just lose out on all that magic when the curse is lifted, or the coat rack is a wonderful person, maybe the best person in the whole castle, and is murdered when the proletariat rises up.
Korak probably came. There was some evil villager raising his foot to smash Chip to pieces.
No.
Korak jumps underneath, gets shattered to bits by this boot, while Chip escapes.
Waddles
Wow.
to safety.
Yeah.
But coat rack,
Wow.
like we saw, it's a pugilist, a very skilled pugilist.
He was a very skilled pugilist.
You don't think it can't, like, I don't know.
Punch its way out of a
You
situation.
guys are killing me right now.
I
I've never cared more about a character in a movie that we watched.
Oh, coat rack. R.I.P.
Oh no! Come on.
Well, maybe this will cheer you up, Dan.
All right.
We haven't yet talked about the head of the asylum.
Oh. Yes. Okay. Okay. Korak MVP RIP question mark. Other MVP absolutely the head of the asylum, who is just like comes out of nowhere.
What's the name of the asylum?
Was
oh,
it the
something for the loony?
asylum?
Awesome.
Deloons.
Deloons?
Yeah.
It was, that is anyway.
Yeah. Beth, you.
Like Claire de Lune. Asylum de Lunes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Love
fine.
it.
Everyone gets it.
Beth, you and I talked about this during the movie. The fact that we did not remember this character at
I
all
cannot
is like,
believe that.
yeah, because he is an incredible Dracula man who comes out of nowhere.
He is, yeah. His skin is gray.
His
he has like
eyes
this
are
weird.
red.
He
His
literally
pupils
does
are red.
that villain finger
Yes.
thing, that villain finger tap.
Well, like, what is it? Like, even the way he's introduced, like, it just randomly cuts to, like, Gaston and Turtle in this, like, very dimly lit room. He's in this, like, giant high back chair. You don't even see him at first. And he's just like, tell me what you'd like to do with more, you know, whatever. And he is, like, did they summon him? Did they cast a spell in a mirror and he, like, just appeared?
They just said his name 3
Yeah,
times.
exactly. Like, there is no indication he is not actually, like, a supernatural demon.
Yeah, we never see him during the day,
True.
backing up his Dracula status.
Or in the mirror.
Oh.
All the other characters we see in the mirror.
Yes, every character.
Yeah.
The animators bothered to draw every other character seeing themselves in the mirror.
Yeah.
There was actually quite a
There
bit
was
of mirror
actually,
work,
now that we're
I
talking
think
about it, there was a lot of
Hold
mirror
on.
work.
Yeah, where'd that magic mirror come from?
Oh, she left it there for him.
Oh, she was like, suck on this.
Yeah, she was like, hey, you're a beast, but look how great the rest of the world is doing.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
By the way, still hot.
That's right.
Boom.
Boom.
How
It's
creepy
stretches for
would
life.
it be if he could see you anywhere and you were like peeing or
Right.
something?
I mean, just creep on Belle without her permission.
Yeah.
He's definitely, like, again, in the darker years when he's just shitting all over the castle, like, he definitely watched people pee. Right?
Shut up.
I'm just saying, you're trapped in that castle, assuming you're just cursed to be this weird bear man for the rest of your life. You're going to have a very dark time, right? Like, there are going to be a couple years there where you are just like, fuck it. I'm a monster. I might as well spy on people peeing.
I mean, and he was like 11 to 20, right? So
Exactly.
he went through puberty.
He, like, thinks it's hilarious, but then also has a lot of questions.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of him going through puberty,
Okay.
I actually found his like rage face very conveyed very well
Yes.
of being a representation of the kind of adolescent man who doesn't understand why things aren't going his way
Absolutely.
and is just mad about it.
Yep.
And the nerds could come at me for this one, but I liked The Last Jedi. And one of the things I really liked about it was Adam Driver's portrayal of the same sort of adolescent rage.
Yeah.
Of being like, this is a real way that men are gross,
Yes.
and it's actually scary, even if it's like a child at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think the Beast also had this of like, why doesn't she come out? And then just like smashes things.
Yeah. Even like the way we're introduced to him, like he's literally just like, why are you in my house? I don't want you in my house. I'm not even in any way respecting the fact that I'm like 8 times your size and I'm just getting up in your face.
Yeah.
I could literally like rip you in half if I wanted to. Oh, he's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also do what I want.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
creeper.
I just found it a very compelling type of scary man.
Yeah. I like that he was he wasn't necessarily scary just because he was like a creepy bear man. He was scary because like he was like a shitty, like entitled dude.
Yeah, but also like afraid of his own body and self.
Yes.
And then like it manifests itself in a damaging way to everyone
Speaking of
around.
someone-
Is this like Metamorphosis?
What?
Kafka's Metamorphosis?
I've read it, no big deal.
I've also read it. No big deal. What are we talking about?
Well, apparently, when he read Metamorphosis out loud to his friends, which, if you'll recall, is told in the most gruesome detail, where this young man turns into a literal giant cockroach.
Yeah.
And at one point, like his sister throws an apple at him, and it gets caught in one of his I don't know, whatever those cockroach shell things are, and rots there.
Sure.
And it's just in this graphic, horrifying detail. But apparently when Kafka read it, he laughed and laughed. He thought it was so funny because it was this portrayal of what adolescence is like. So maybe this is like that.
So adolescence is having a rotting apple stuck to your body?
Well, it's like being a beast and outside of your body being foreign to you.
Oh, sure.
And more powerful and uncontrollable. Oh, God, never mind. I don't even like where this is going.
Oh yeah, I'm buying it more now that he was 11, and then the Beast is just him going through puberty. All that
Oh, man.
hair coming out everywhere.
Yeah. Do you
Oh,
think he was
right.
hairless when he
Wait,
first got turned into
So
a beast?
Gaston is the 13-year-old kid who has tons of pubic hair?
Yes. Yes.
What? Wait, what? No, wait.
Yes.
Let's
I
keep, no,
love
we
that
have to keep
that's-
exploring
oh, yeah.
this.
Actually, what?
Yeah, like what are we saying? Like, keep going with this. I feel like we're almost there. We're almost there. 'Cause
I'm on board.
I am too, but I just want to understand exactly what our interpretation of this movie is now.
Well, no. I was just saying if it's a metaphor for adolescence,
Yes.
then Gaston is the classmate that hit puberty early.
Oh, and he's like growing a
and
shitty
he's,
mustache.
Like, growing a shitty mustache, and he's like
Got,
pulling
like,
out his
so many
pubes in the
pubes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
cafeteria
yeah,
and throwing them on the
yeah.
table to
Yep,
show to his
yep,
friends.
Yep.
What? Like,
Yeah,
yes.
and LeFou, right? LeFou is like that other, like just his sycophantic friend who's just like,
hasn't gone through
he's
puberty
so
yet.
underdeveloped, and like
Yeah.
you know he's just gonna have a rough time in high school because he's like not like. But then after like in college, he's gonna gain like a foot,
Yeah.
and he'll be like okay, but he'll still be like pretty damaged after all those years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that way, yeah.
But
it
then
works.
and then he's in. But then what happens is and then the Beast is like his classmate who like catches up to him and then it surpasses him.
Yeah.
And he gets super pissed about it. And
Yeah.
feels like he has to keep like
And like no matter how
throwing
many
his weight
tufts
around.
full of pubic
Yeah.
hair he pulls out.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're saying what I'm hearing is every time Gaston shoots a bow or fires a gun, that is like him slapping another handful of pubic hair on the lunch table. Right? Is that what you're saying? Okay, I love it.
Yeah, we're all on the same page. This is a universal experience everyone's had.
Yeah, this is something that everyone at this table completely understands and has experienced firsthand, no question. Yes, Beth, your question?
I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
well. Boys are gross, first of
Okay.
all.
All right.
First of all, rule number 1, boys are gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
That pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
Actually.
All right. Cleared up. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go back to this like he's like afraid of his own mass or whatever.
Yeah.
Because speaking as someone who is very tall and very gangly, who lives in a world that was not built for him, I can tell you that it is sometimes like irrationally infuriating when you suddenly like when you just hit your, you know what I mean? Like if you hit an object
Yeah.
or like you bang your knee on something or like don't realize that, for example, that not this happens all the time. For example, you're in a social gathering and your wife is standing next to you and you're gesturing emphatically while you talk, and you maybe just sort of accidentally like smack her in the face. In that case, the fury is coming from another person. But I agree with you that that is definitely part of it. If he is like, he definitely had to have an adjustment period because that castle was not built for a giant wolf lion man.
But, I mean, but it wasn't like it was a tiny little cubby hole.
Sure, but still, like, you got to figure like the West Wing was probably like the first, like that's probably where his room was, right?
Where
So
he has
like,
posters.
yeah, so like he probably like first tried to just like live like he normally did, but like yeah, he just like moved weird, and his giant paw would like knock over an old vase that like they'd stolen from some tribe in like the 1600s or whatever.
And he probably wasn't even trying to tear apart that painting.
At
He was
first,
probably
yeah.
just trying to touch, just
it's like-
straighten it.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
oh
his
no,
giant
yeah.
manly arm just tore it down before he even had to think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, that's why, because,
Okay, here's
Okay.
how it could work.
okay, which
no,
part?
it still doesn't work.
What are we, which part?
I'm still going back to this 10-year 21 thing.
Okay.
Because, like, if they freeze in time, it makes sense that it doesn't matter how long they're under the curse, except then you have this 21 years old.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
It does say till its 21st year. So there's some wiggle room whether it's 21 years of his age or 21
So he has
years of
21
curse.
Years.
But then the 10 doesn't line up for
No.
it ending right then.
Yeah, because if the rose petals are all gone, do you think like that there was like a
Unless he pulls it
secret
out.
clause that was like, also if you're a shitty dude all the time, the rose will wilt faster?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, all right. So it's just 21 years. So if he was 20 when the lady came to the door,
Yeah.
and the enchantress, and she puts the curse on him,
Yeah.
and 21 years pass, he's
42.
42
Ooh, Belle's probably like what, 16,
in
17?
human years, but he's been frozen in time in his age.
Uh-huh.
That works, but it really. I
But
don't
that
know.
then still implies that there were like a good solid 10 years where Lumiere was happy and serving. Because his song says 10 years they haven't been serving or whatever. Right? Or what does he actually, is that what he says? Or is he just 10 years since they've had
they're
like
all
a guest?
frozen for 10
They've been
years.
gathering dust for 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Because the salt shakers are.
So do you think they had guests over for the first few years?
Why do they make it so hard?
But then the beast was like, I don't, my pubes. And then he just like scare his guests away or whatever.
This movie is supposed to be understood by children.
It was. I understood it. Because I
don't
never
get
paid
it
attention to the
now.
numbers. That's the thing. When I was a kid, I was just like, oh, the candle guy set that guy's butt on fire. That's great.
I mean, it could be that all the servants are uneducated
Oh, and they don't
downstairs
actually
people,
know.
and they don't understand
That's
numbers
fair.
or how time
No, that's
works.
true.
One
Clearly,
of them is an actual clock.
Well,
only Cogsworth needs to know the numbers. He's
That's
head of
the ul-
household.
that's the ultimate curse, right? To not understand how time works and then to become a timepiece.
Oh,
What? That's some
wow.
Black Mirror
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
That is.
Okay, well. I didn't mean to put us back on that track.
No, it's
I
fine.
Just can't
It's
stop thinking
weird
about
that they
it.
put. It's weird that they put specific numbers in it at all.
Why?
And
I don't
didn't
know.
think about it. Like, no one
They
would.
must have.
No one will notice.
It has to make sense on some. Like somebody. Knows
Honestly,
this.
they probably.
Listen, I'm gonna go to Disney World and I'm gonna find out.
Please do.
I'm not going to ride any
Confront
rides.
Belle.
Confront every.
Yes.
Well, definitely confront Belle.
Every
Find
Disney
Belle.
But
employee.
yes, thank you. Confront every employee.
How
Please
much is
find
this
Belle
shirt?
and
And
ask her.
also, what is going on? Just what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, she should know.
But if you see Belle, you absolutely have to be like, how long was.
Hey, Belle, you.
Hey,
come
get
over
over
here.
here. Hey.
Hey, I told you to have dinner with me.
Okay, I just remembered this.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back to who is a person, who is an object.
Oh no.
So, okay, the father gets sent back to the village in some sort of like hissing spider carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
was that like really before the curse? Was that just like the giant spider that lived on the
Oh,
grounds
I
of
think
that
that was the
castle?
actual
Oh.
carriage that got turned into a magic carriage.
Maybe
It's-
those were all animals.
That's
That could be.
good
The spoons could be spiders. That's a lot. That seems
It's true. I mean, a
Oh,
castle
fruit
of that
flies.
era is gonna have a ton of vermin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can get on board
I
with
could
it all
also get on board
animals.
with
Oh,
that.
little rats scampering around.
Exactly.
Yeah,
All the
That
spoons
sounds
are
great.
rats.
Oh, so they get freed from their enchantment, but they immediately have a rat problem.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they probably had a rat problem.
The rats are
anyways.
probably like, oh, we're gonna go outside now because we haven't been outside
That's
for a while.
true.
I mean, if it's still winter, it's unclear what season it was.
But
Lots of
did,
rain and snow.
did Lumiere and Feather Duster bang around with like rats and stuff?
No,
No, they
think
just
so.
bang candles and feather dusters.
Okay, they stick to their own kind. Is what
Yeah.
you said?
That's
Yeah, yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. Ugh.
Wow.
I would accept that. I still don't know what the spider carriage is in that case, but
I think it could just have been the carriage that got enchanted. And
Maybe it was a pumpkin
come on.
But it
Right, I mean,
clearly
that's
is
like
meant to have horses.
within
It like hisses.
magic.
It hisses.
You know what? Yeah.
Pumpkins hiss.
Because it was an ornament. What? Beth, come on.
I'm sure at some point a pumpkin has hissed.
Maybe if you like
sure.
stab it and then like it releases some air from
Yeah.
the
It
center, it
started
would
Yeah.
sort
rotting
of.
in the
Yeah, it
center
has
and it's
some-
full of gas.
yeah.
So we're saying that this carriage was a rotting pumpkin, like just at a point of decomposition when the curse hit.
Yes.
And now it's a hissing spider carriage.
Yes.
All right, fine.
You're welcome. Did we make any bets that we haven't talked about?
Ooh,
The
who knows?
songs is something we should still
Oh,
get
sure.
to.
So many.
Well, I don't know. Say 5.
Yeah, I already- not that many.
Okay, and these notes are very hard to read. So,
Wait.
we had Gaston's song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Good song, but also like terrible.
Yeah, it was a good song in that. I mean, it's entertaining. Like the song itself is an entertaining song, and I think it at least to you what you're saying, Dan. Like it at least is like very much like, look how shitty this guy is.
Yeah.
There's the opening song, the provincial little town.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's like, good. I like that song.
Yeah.
Establishes
A lot of stuff.
some stuff.
Covers
all
a
the
lot of
stuff.
ground.
Be Our Guest.
Yes.
Classic.
Nailed it.
We've talked at length about the objects.
Okay. Okay. Judgment accepted.
Then there's,
You moved over to this side.
oh yeah, the murder song.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's where
Yep,
Gaston
that's it.
went full Hitler and said,
Yeah.
we have
He
to-
really amps it up.
right?
Like, and I don't know, it makes sense. His motivations takes a hard right turn, but I think it's completely justified.
Yes.
Because he's like, I'm gonna marry this girl. That's my only thing. And then he finds out maybe she kind of likes some bison man in
Yeah.
a mirror.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I will kill this.
Yeah.
Now is
Yeah.
the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe it because he's terrible.
Well, it was
Yeah.
like a perfect combination of like all of his joys, which was like manipulating the situation for Belle to marry him, killing a large animal,
Oh yeah.
right, and also controlling the townspeople
Yeah.
with his masculinity.
And he
Yeah.
does right away. They
Like,
are all so
so
on board
susceptible.
so fast.
Yeah.
Another song we thought about was Belle singing Maybe It's Good Now.
Oh yeah, that's the song.
Is that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
wrote
something
not so
that
bad.
wasn't there.
Something that
How much time? This is the one. This is the timeline I'm most concerned about. How much time do you think passed between "You're Trapped Here Forever" to that song?
4 days.
Oh, I guess that could be the other 11 years.
What?
I mean, if we want the
You
timeline
think
set up,
she was trapped there for like 11 years?
that 10 gets dropped early when she's there, right?
Oh shit!
So there's some time between that number and to get to 21.
So wait
I
a
mean,
minute.
I have a
So
hard time believing she's been there 11
LeFou
years.
was pretending to be a snowman for like 11 years, and her dad was wandering wolf woods for 11 years.
I mean, that's the way the math
I love
adds
it.
up.
No, I take it. I will take it just because that is insane.
I think in theory it's at least a year
Yeah.
because it's raining and then it's snowing
Yep.
and then it returns to rain,
Ooh, good
which makes me
point.
think
Oh, it's at least 3 seasons.
yeah,
At least
summer,
seasonal.
winter, fall.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope,
we don't
that's
really
not
ever
how
see
seasons work.
Fall,
Spring.
winter, spring. Yeah.
Fall. Yeah.
Summer. I guess summer's when they'll honeymoon.
Summer, fall. No, fall, winter, spring.
What's happening?
I don't remember how seasons work.
We're trapped in the middle of a Minnesota winter.
Yes, it's hard to
I'm
tell
just
what
like,
the
winter's
season is.
forever, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
It's
gonna be
winter for a
cold.
long time.
So we're saying she was in there for like a few months, and then she slowly, like he wore a shirt for enough days,
Yeah.
and like learned how to eat porridge enough where she's like, maybe he's okay.
I mean,
I'd
to
say
be
like a
fair,
year.
he
You think a
shows
year?
some vulnerability.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely improves. Like if we're talking about how he and Gaston are both horrible men at the beginning, the Beast at least shows like a progression of improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the Beast, they show too that although his actions are not good, they show some regret in his eyes right away.
That's true. He does
You know,
regret
it's
Just like abusers, though, honestly.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they do. I mean, for the purposes of this movie,
Really,
I mean,
you don't
it does
want
show fairly
to? You don't want to just
instantaneous regret.
ruin the whole premise of the movie before we end? Like-
Oh, I think we'll get to it. We've done it, honestly.
So we're saying like a 3 seasons to a year of imprisonment, and they're like, all right, I
Slash
guess
falling in love.
Yes, slash falling in love, as it always works,
Yeah.
as we all know. All right,
Yeah.
fine.
And that's that. We got all the songs. That's all of them.
Yeah.
We nailed it.
Great.
Nice.
That's really great. I just want to say, I had no bets in that. I could think of no songs until you named them. And I was like, oh, yes, that one. Not even Be Our Guest, which I remembered. And I just have to be really honest here because I was offended by a lot of the sexism and the classism. But damn it, I really like that Be Our Guest. I am a sucker for the Disney montage.
Catchy tune.
Oh, it's
catchy
catchy
tune.
and everybody's so happy and there's a singing and dancing.
Yeah.
And most of the rhymes are good. It just made me so
You want
happy.
to talk about the rhyme that pissed you off?
Oh. Okay. From the main Beauty and the Beast theme, there's a line that goes, a song as old as rhyme. A tale as old as time. A song as old as rhyme.
Yep.
It is like the most simplistic rhyme. And it uses the word rhyme in it. And a song as old as rhyme? What is that? That's not like a real phrase, as far as I can tell. In my 30-second internet search, I did not find it.
Was this the
It's not
internet
like Salad
search?
Days or
Was
something.
this the internet search where you just talked at your phone in some nearly incomprehensible phrasing of like, is song as old as rhyme a saying that people say, Siri?
I believe that's a quote from earlier tonight.
That's pretty spot on. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sure I could be proven wrong, but I found it really annoying. Because why not just rhyme the word rhyme with everything? Like you're
Wait,
not supposed to rhyme and time.
Why not?
Why?
Because it's so simple. It's like
Oh, I thought
rhyming
your issue
long
was the
with
phrase
song in a song.
as old as rhyme. Your issue is actually just the use of the word rhyme.
Well, it's rhyme and a song as old as rhyme. Like it's okay. First of all, time and rhyme are super easy to rhyme, and it refers to itself. But we'll set that aside for now.
Time
But then
and
they
rhyme.
also wedged in the phrasing before the word rhyme. Do you know how many things rhyme with time? There are many, many things that rhyme with
All
time.
right, let's go. Mime.
Lime.
Crime. Did you say lime already?
No, he did.
Slime.
Okay, that's just lime with an S on it.
Dime.
Ooh, good. That's good.
Song as old as dime.
Yep. Song as old as lime.
As old as grime.
Grime. There you go. Just, yeah. I mean, that's rhyme with the H subtracted and a G added.
Prime.
Ooh, good
Ooh,
one.
With Optimus Prime. See,
Yeah.
that works.
That would be incredible.
Optimus popped in at the end.
Yeah, he just crashes in. It's like, Belle, you have to help save Cybertron. And then she like gets on his back and they rocket off. And everyone goes insane because a truck robot just showed up and they don't know what trucks are.
Unless that's
Or-
normal too.
Unless you get enchanted in the truck robots all the time because you didn't like, I don't know, clean your laundry in time.
I do want to admit that there's not that much that rhymes with time.
But your problem is also using the word rhyme in a rhyme
Yes.
because it is because a
It
rhyme.
refers to what it is.
Isn't that better though than just rhyming the same word with the same word?
Okay, that is better than
That's
that.
the worst.
That's the worst.
Tale as old as time. Something
A song
time.
as old as time.
Yeah, I would
Parsley, sage,
murder
rosemary,
someone.
and thyme.
Say what?
What?
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Oh, I would accept that.
Oh, that should have been in the song
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
That's
Tale
probably
as old as time.
You would
Parsley,
Parsley,
sage,
sage,
rosemary, and thyme. Beauty and the Beast. Ooh, maybe they could have cut to the stove and he sings that part while he's cooking something, blasting fire. Also, we should point out, Stove is the hero of the day because he scares the mob after running out of the castle.
Because
true.
he's always screaming
Because
and
he's
spouting
screaming.
fire.
Do you think? I'm guessing even when he turns back into a human, that doesn't change very much.
No, he's a real Gordon Ramsay type.
Oh yeah, and he like just deliberately like pours spirits onto the fire to make a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. Rosemary. What? What was
Parsley,
it?
sage,
Parsley,
rosemary.
sage,
rosemary,
rosemary,
and thyme.
and thyme.
Before we get to our final rating of this movie, we'd like to read a review of our own podcast, Totes Recall, submitted by a user. And we have one this week. Thank you very much.
Yay.
We like to do this in the impression of a character from the movie, if we are so inspired. This particular review does call out fan favorite Joe Dante if nobody is particularly inspired. So that's also on the table.
Joe Dante is always on the table.
Well, right. I mean, it's It has been placed on the table, but is anyone inspired by French Candle?
No, we don't care
Or-
about any of that. We want Joe Dante.
Okay.
All right.
Joe Dante. Joe Dante.
Joe
Dante.
Dante.
Joe
Joe
Dante. Joe Dante.
Dante.
I know Beauty and the Beast.
What if we got a chest of drawers to sneak out with a cudgel?
That's a pretty classic Joe Dante.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
I guess it's everybody else's chanting. I'll do it.
All right.
What if we got a stove and it burst through flames and was really cranky?
Yeah, I love it. Classic Joe Dante.
Joe Dante animated Beauty and the Beast.
I'm doing the breakdowns over here.
All right.
All right.
Awesome show. Love listening to these four great and hilarious people discuss what they think they remember about movies while riffing off each other too. It is fun to try and recall information along with them. I give it 5 Joe Dantes out of 5. That's me, Joe Dante. Parenthetical, if nobody is particularly inspired to do a character
meta.
voice, please
Get
read
meta.
it, Joe Dante impersonation. It is the best by Mind Trap Dragon.
What if we trapped a dragon inside our own minds?
What is the dragon? Nope.
No, you're nailing it. What are you talking about?
Minecraft, but it had dragons inside.
What if the dragon was our mind?
I'm Joe Dante. I do mind dragon.
I love it. That should be the next. Are you listening, Disney? That should be your next big push.
Oh, I
Mind
can see
dragons.
Mind Dragon.
Joe Dante's Mind Dragons. Hey, what if a kid woke up one day and there was a dragon coming out of his head? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd see that.
But he was trapped. I don't know.
Print.
What if this dragon was wearing a necktie?
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
It's got a goofy top hat that he throws onto a cold rack.
What if we had a big douchey guy put a bunch of eggs into his neck? I love revisiting the movie we just watched as Joe Dante pitching a movie.
So,
Yes.
we rated this movie with Ottoman Dogs.
Yes.
Dan, you gave it 4.
Yep.
Saying you liked it when you saw it. Might as well like it this time.
That is an
Something like that.
accurate as an accurate summary. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously through the harsh eyes of 2018, like there's a lot of issues with Belle and the Beast relationship, no matter how you break it down. But at the same time, you could say that about literally every Disney movie ever made for at least 30 years. So I'm not going to hold that too much against it because it was still a very well done animated movie. There was a lot of beautiful artistry, some good tunes, some great background characters and coat racks and Draculas. So I will only drop it half a Doggerman. 3.5 Doggermans for being a movie from the 90s that didn't know any better.
Great.
Nice.
Beth, you gave it 3.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it more than 3, but no more than 4.
Hey.
So yeah, I'm gonna do 3.5.
Nice.
I think I liked it. I thought I liked that Belle is a Disney princess in that time that has some agency. I like that they are very obvious that all of Gaston's behavior is villainous. Even though it's super problematic, he is definitely the villain in the movie. And yeah, I was entertained by a lot of it, but really entertained by that chest of drawers. Baseball bat.
So good.
Like that gets like 1,000 stars.
Oh yeah,
or
Beth.
Doggermans.
Personally, Beth receives 5 Doggermans from me for
What?
catching that thing
Yeah.
because I did not see that chest of drawers with
Wow.
a cudgel, and I never would have seen that chest of drawers with a cudgel because when am I going to watch this movie again?
I feel like I really won today.
You really did. Also, we should be clear that the Doggerman that is cut in half was just an enchanted ottoman and not a dog that turned into an ottoman.
Okay.
right? Because that's creepy.
Yeah.
So 3 dogs
And
that were
then-
turned into ottomans,
Yes.
and 1 ottoman
It just stayed
that was
not
already an ottoman, but that became enchanted in the manner of a dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then, does it have a soul? Whatever. We don't have to get into it again.
I gave it 1.5, feeling very
Yeah.
pessimistic
Yeah.
about the problematic gender relations, we'll say. It's better than 1.5. I enjoyed it. A lot of movies we watch that have a romantic arc, I'm finding I like if you can throw away the core aspect to it.
Indeed.
I have at least one regret hog about Groundhog's Day because I regret giving it 5 groundhogs or whatever we gave
I
it.
think you said
Groundhog Snow
4.9. What?
Groundhog Snow Angels.
Yeah.
Groundhog
Yeah.
Snow Angels, yeah. Because that's another one where it's like if you take like it's a nice romance story except the core aspect of the female has no agency. In the same way this, like I like the arc of Beast and Belle except that Belle is a prisoner for kind of no reason. So that caps it at something. But I like 3.5. I like 3.5 as a rating as well.
Right.
Great animated objects. Loved them. I don't know, 3.5. I liked it.
Sounds so defeated.
You sound so defeated for
I just-
enjoying it.
I kind of just I don't know. It's been a while since I've gotten a really bad rating. I just
Sure.
kind of was hoping to dig into that, but I got charmed over by
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
stove.
Coat rack.
The screaming stove the coat rack was great. Cudgel Chessie,
Oh
and then
man.
Gaston got played like very clearly as Beth just said as the villain.
Yeah.
Molly gave it 2 with room to drop.
Yes, and I think I would have to go back and listen, but I'm pretty sure a similar thing happened to me with this that happened with The Little Mermaid. I was not prepared for how charmed I'd be by a musical number with multiple animated things coming together to create a magical experience. That Be Our Guest sequence did so much for me, as did The Riot. The Riot was also charming in its own weird, violent way. But yeah, I think there is something about, just Disney is very good at what they do. And I agree with everything y'all have said, particularly about Gaston, about, Belle. But it is true. Like, she is bolder. I think she's actually one of the boldest princesses there is. Like,
For sure.
even later princesses that were supposed to have a lot of their own ideas somehow seem weaker than Belle did. Although I will dock points, because God bless her, she wanted more than this little provincial life.
Yes.
But her goals were vague.
Very
Yeah.
vague. Yes.
What did she did she want to study at the Sorbonne? Did she want to become an astronomer? Did she want to travel the world? We don't know. We just know she wanted more. And I
Yeah.
don't know if a really cool library in a castle counts as more.
Which is hers, but she's still a prisoner.
Well, right. Oh, right. Because, it's all hers, even though. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know. And if you think about, like, marriage as a construct of, like, a prison construct,
Ooh.
metaphor or something else, and I don't know. I think there are lots of ways to look at it. I really like it as a puberty metaphor.
I love that.
Yeah.
God, I love
So
that.
I don't know. I just had a really good time. I barely looked at my phone, and I had a great
Wow.
time with y'all. I'm gonna give it 4 stars.
Doggermans.
How many dog ottomans?
Sorry, 4 stars, but also 4 dog ottomans.
Wow. So there's like a star riding each Doggerman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the doggerman's riding on a star.
Oh, yeah.
Through the
the more
cosmos.
you
Because it's
know.
enchanted
Yeah.
and not actually a dog. It's just an ottoman.
Well, she gave
Actually-
a full number.
Oh,
they
so it's
might all
fine
be
if they're dogs. It's okay if they're all dogs.
If you think about it, that rainbow cat that flies, that gift
What?
looks a lot like an ottoman.
Yeah, Nyang cat.
Oh, the Pop-Tart cat or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is there a song? I've only seen like the little ways that it's been twisted and manipulated for probably corporate gain at this point.
Yeah.
The tale is old as time.
Rhyme,
Rhyme.
Rhyme it, time and rhyme. Rosemary and thyme.
Beauty
and the bee. Oh,
Oh.
that's better.
Chicken dish.
Oh, yeah.
Chip and dish.
Chicken dish.
Chicken dish.
What do you think he said?
Chip and dish.
Oh, yeah, the Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except it's the cup and a dish. Disney, listen.
Call us now.
Call us, tweet at us, whatever. Trademarks, but also
I'm ready to let it to myself.
We'll sell it to you for millions of dollars. When you go to Disney World, go to every employee. It's like, get me Disney Junior right now. I've got an idea for Beauty and the Beast 3. Presumably, I'm sure they did a direct-to-video sequel already.
Yes.
Chip and Dish solve the murder of Gaston.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.